today. But anyway, yes, welcome to the latest edition of Happy Hour. We're here to party. Hashtag what day is it?
If you could punch anyone in the face right now, other than the person that you already did, who would it be?
My inner thighs are very sticky. I feel like half of this drink in my That's and I don't think we'll ever go 5 hours again.
Oh, but you can't do with Maura and Parker? Okay.
I mean, we can.
He loves Albuquerque, New Mexico, guys. I don't know why.
Well, what did you want?
I wrote where I want to go.
Yeah, I like her.
Eventually, yeah. Real Primac. Upside down.
Great victory sip, babe.
Great victory sip, babe. We're just dancing back here. Welcome to Happy Hour. Cheers.
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 Hello.
Try to break into a stranger's apartment.
I'm sorry, what? What's going on, party people? We are here. It is March. It is Saturday. And question mark. And we are here for the March edition of Happy Hour. My name is Jillian Marie, and apparently this is one of the best blunt rotations in the world. So I've heard.
And I have gone straight from seasonal depression to seasonal allergies. And I am Molly Damon. Hello.
Girl, same.
Nice.
Girl, same.
Nice. Love that.
Girl, same. And we
Embrace
are here,
them both.
We are here with our lovely guests, Ken and Alden. Hello, gentlemen.
Wow.
Hello.
Long
This is
time no
great.
see. It's been a
Long
minute.
time. Yeah,
I know.
Friends.
I haven't
Game of
seen-
Thrones mug for y'all. Yeah.
I haven't seen Jill since the night in California when I had to pretend like I didn't know she was about to get proposed to.
Oh shit, that's right.
Because I found out and then I saw you and I was like, act normal. Act like I don't know what I was just told.
That's a great Warren Zevon song.
Yes.
Saw you the night in California. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not Warren Zevon.
So true. We can record
Also,
that.
Alex
We
is
also have
here.
Alex.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry, he
Hanging
was
off the
that
stool.
he was giving me like the evil eye from
He was
down
waiting
there.
I
Like,
was not.
for his
please
I was
don't
laughing
do
at your
this.
seasonal allergies joke. That was
That was
funny.
good. That was a
That
good
was a
one.
really good joke.
That was a
It was
good
a really
one.
good joke. Molly and Friends brought to you tonight by Cymbalta. Everybody, if you need to speak to
Woo!
somebody, you can. No, not necessarily Cymbalta, but
I was
Getting-
Molly. I was literally gonna send you a picture today. I was on my walk this morning, and one of the cars, like all the cars parked outside are just covered in pollen right now. It is
Fresh
so
dust
gross.
things.
Blech. And I was like, "This is why I'm dying. This is it right here. This.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's everywhere. It
It's
sucks.
getting dark.
Hate
It's
it.
getting
Yeah.
dark here.
getting dark.
This is why we're drinking, Ken.
Seasonal
This
depression.
is
Is
why
this
we
what
have-
it's like when we get added
Yeah.
to any situation? It just gets
Mhm.
more grim.
I have yearly depression, but this is great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
A constant
What-
state of depression.
what's-
Yeah.
Is there rules to this show?
No,
Is it chaos?
it's chaos.
Total
Oh yeah.
chaos. We
It's
have no
whatever we
rules, no
want.
structure.
And you can swear and
You can
everything is
swear.
kosher. Okay, cool.
Yep. You can swear. You can
Got
talk
it.
about anything you want. Yeah, because
Got
it's
it.
our
Okay.
show. That's
Don't-
All right.
Don't
I-
threaten me with a good time.
Oh,
I will-
I am.
I will confess, and Alden can confirm this. Before the show, I said, "Now, hey, Alden, we're representing Anytime. We're representing our own shows that we do individually and with other teams. Here's a list of 8 things we can't talk about." And
Ooh.
I
What
think
were they?
Start with number
we'll
one.
probably,
Yeah,
we'll
what's
probably
the
get to
list?
that.
I'll
Let's
break
do
number
number
one
one.
right now.
No,
Do
no,
it.
I'm kidding.
So Dua Lipa has a new album. and here
Can
I
I
sit with
just
my.
say-
about Dua Lipa.
Can I just say
this is-
your Dua Lipa thirst like tweets
Dude.
like are
That's
some
the
of my
thing is
favorite
that like
Is that
it's
a
like I've told
cassette?
Ken.
that a cassette tape?
This is serious. Like, it's not just thirst, man. I get that. I bought the fucking single on a on.
Oh,
What?
Tape.
Do you have
Tape?
something that can play that?
what's it?
Yes,
Do you have a
I
tape
do.
here?
I have an old
Mm.
radio that has a cassette player on the side. But yeah, no, it's serious. It's not just thirst, man. I'm not a religious person, but except when it comes to her. Like, I don't even think I would want to know her in the way that an adult knows another adult.
But what
I don't want to
you-
disappoint her.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
That's
get
fair.
that. I
You have
get
a
that.
long list. Is there a pecking order of your thirsts, Alden? Because you're very public with your thirst.
Yeah,
It's like how there are
like
there's like a it's like a pantheon of,
Yeah.
of deities or heroes, like
Isn't
gods,
Florence Pugh
demigods.
up there pretty high? Because
She
yeah,
do.
She should
I do
be.
love
Pugh.
Florence
she's
Pugh.
one of mine.
She's up there for
Dua
me.
Lipa, Alana
Haley
Haim,
Steinfeld's in there. Alana,
Alana
Alana.
Haim, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's great.
You and I share Haley Williams, yeah.
Haley Williams.
Oh,
I'm-
Haley Williams.
I'm but an appreciator. Like it's just like, you know, if you ever been to the MoMA in New York, it's kind of like that.
Okay.
I love
Well, there's
Haley.
one thing we got to cross off the list. All right, talked about
What's
that.
number 2? What's number 2?
The rest of them, though, truly no.
Well, I'll do this. I'll do this. I really did send this text.
You did.
Oh my God! Please, please read 'em.
I'll say this one. I'm convinced playing Fortnite as Lady Gaga brings me closer to her. That's what I'm convinced.
Look, I didn't plan on wearing this shirt, but I did wear this shirt. I already had this and I'm ready to go.
We think blank are weird blank, and that's why blank likes them. That's as most I'll give you. I got caught staring at blank at the blank party by her then boyfriend. I know blank used to blank fans at Dragon Con. And I often just search Instagram.
I think I know what that one is.
Someone's been sending similar texts.
I've never said that. And the final one is I often just search Instagram for gifs of Alexa Bliss. That's fair. That's fine.
That's
on
fine.
the record.
You know what? Alexa Bliss is.
That's on the record.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss is with Ryan Cabrera. Nice guy. They're
Yeah,
cool.
the guy wrote a song about her. They got married. They have a kid. That's life, man. That's life in the big city.
Precious. Love
Yeah.
that.
Anyway,
How
so
come,
there. I
like,
got that out of the way,
yeah.
Alden. Now we're clear. We can discuss it.
We can talk about whatever we want
What a
now.
fun riddle
true.
that I'll be thinking about the rest of the time.
Yeah.
What a fun riddle. If you donate, and do you guys do super chats and everything here?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For a high enough dollar price that I will not name the price, we will start to fill in some of those blanks. We won't. But seriously, do give money.
I like this.
There's some I'm not going to give up. But
No, yeah, some cannot be said. But I mean, hey, it's only 9:12 Eastern. I might start naming names about certain things.
Do it.
Never know.
see, I'm at a disadvantage. I'm 6'12" and I haven't
Same
eaten dinner.
Ken.
Yeah,
Same
that's
Ken.
right. That's right.
Same
Yeah, yeah. You and Sully's still here. I've heard rumors of you moving to other countries and worlds, but yeah.
Yep. The rumors are true.
The rumors are true. Yeah,
We're gonna
but
pull
yeah.
everyone to the East Coast.
Yeah.
I'm
Come to
hungry.
us where
I'm
the
hungry
housing
and
is
drinking.
cheaper.
Where you could buy a home. Come here.
Atlanta?
To
You go to
yeah.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
A little cheaper, yeah.
Yeah, next year
Oh,
is the
right.
game plan. Yeah.
See, the squirrels in the Damon's attic are actually making room for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That's what it is. I sent them.
We
They're,
hired
they're
this boy.
carving, they're
Yeah.
chewing. It's great.
gonna
So
look
that's
so
what
Making
we're
an
doing.
extra.
We
bedroom
talked about
there.
that before we went live, but yeah, there's a squirrel in our attic right now.
Yeah.
So if you hear it,
Oh, that wasn't live? Oh, man.
I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes.
It is hard to tell. But speaking of super chats, real quick, we did get one from Ken Plume here. He says, "Shout out to you all while you're still sober."
Oh,
Yeah.
who are you talking to, Ken?
Clearly they
Yeah.
have
Ken
watched the
Plume.
show before.
The,
so,
the weather was nice today in Atlanta. It wasn't too hot. The pollen is here, but not too here, if you know what I mean. So we were out day drinking today.
our first margarita was at 2.
Hell yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, that's a Traveling Wilbury song.
I'm so jealous.
See, the first margarita was that too.
First margarita was at 2.
That's
What
a good.
songs we're coming up with tonight?
That's a good like consummate rock DJ joke. That I know Ken's pain. That you can't throw that out with every crowd
Yeah,
and have it land.
No,
That's
that's right.
unfortunate. But-
I'll make yeah.
We
I'll
went
make
to
See, the
some-
joke though, the joke on Ken Plume, unfortunately, is that no one arrived at this call completely sober, so it's already over. It's
Yeah.
the
I
game
arrived
over.
at this call completely sober.
Yeah, no, I
Okay,
yeah, I had
Alright.
the alcohol in my hand.
Yeah,
I'm just worried I haven't eaten dinner. I might have to Uber eat some Del Taco or something live on.
Do
That's
it. That's how it
See,
works. Yeah.
Scotty here. This is who we were running into today because we went to 2 different breweries today, and there were a lot of people out for St. Patty's Day. Scotty said, "My first drink was at 9:29 a.m. for St. Patty's Parade." Good for you, man.
Here's
Good
that.
Lord.
I'm proud of you.
I keep forgetting tomorrow is even St. Patrick's Day. So
I know, like we never
Yeah.
really do anything for St. Patty's Day, unfortunately. Like
It's amateur hour. It's amateur drinking hour. Just stay inside.
We used to
What is-
we used to do Cinco de Mayo stuff on
Well,
St. Patty's Day.
we
Yeah.
would flip
Yeah.
the Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's Day stuff so that we could go
Like it.
to the Irish bars in Atlanta when it wasn't crowded. We would
That's
go
good.
there on Cinco de
Right.
Mayo, and we would go to the Mexican restaurants on St. Patty's Day.
I think Cinco de Mayo is more pro. Like if like I was gonna say like what's the actual drinking day? That's a contender. 4th of July, I don't want to be around people with alcohol during that.
No.
I don't
New
want to hear
Year's,
people
no.
like crying, talking about their country. Like just Shut the fuck up. We're good.
Get ready for it tonight,
Our
baby.
friends, they did
Who's
it
doing
perfectly,
that?
and they had a child. They had a child on July 4th, so now it's just his birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
We celebrate his
Yeah.
birth and
What's
nothing
the
else.
9-month count back there? I gotta see that.
They did it
Yeah.
all on
Conceived
purpose.
date.
Yeah.
Ken is back real quick. He says, consider my initial message annotated.
Love this guy, Ken Plume.
Love it.
Love
Love
Ken
Bloom's
Plume.
great. He's about $6 away from trying to convince Molly and Alex to play Fortnite with us. That's all.
I'm
I
stunned
adore
Molly hasn't yet. Like, as soon as Gaga came out, I was like, Molly, what are you
I
doing?
know. It's
Yeah.
not even installed on my computer. I wouldn't even know where to start.
God.
We'll
It's
help
free
you,
in Epic
Molly.
Games.
Since I've started playing as Gaga, my win percentage is at 80%, and I don't even lying.
Yes.
Not even lying. The power of Gaga compels you.
My win
Oh,
percentage
amazing.
is 100%. I should
Yeah.
stop on
Because you
ahead
just played
because I played one game
Played
with
one
Ken Plume,
game,
and he took
won,
me to
and-
victory.
Hey.
And I
But
was
well,
like,
you're
great.
ahead, man. That's how you do it.
I'm awesome at that game.
It's true.
That's amazing.
Science has proven that you're the greatest player.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
10 out of 10.
Mhm.
I've also
Yeah.
never played Fortnite, so I
That's
wouldn't
okay.
know what to do.
Neither have I. Shockingly, I'm one of the only 20-somethings that has never. I don't even
Well,
know
it's
how.
mostly a game played by lonely men in their 40s.
Okay.
Well-
Well, I almost qualify as being a lonely man in my 40s. In
Spiritually.
every way, in every way but the physical, I am.
Yeah, spiritually.
In
you're
every way.
You're there. Yeah.
I'm bitter. I carry a lot of baggage. I have a lot of feuds. I push people away. It's great. It's fantastic.
That sounds like a lot of us, to be fair.
You're
So,
Well, this is a except maybe Alex, because I don't know. I picture Alex as being very wholesome as a child. That could be completely wrong. But I see alt, emo, grungy, nerdy, like outcasts, and then I picture Alex being like just like a consummate like everyman hero that like everybody likes.
Let me ask you this
Alex
question.
like Doug,
like
but
that.
cooler.
Let me ask you this question, Alex. How many best attendance awards did you win in elementary school?
wow.
I was in the running for quite a few, but I
Wow.
did just stick a couple
Of
days
course.
here and there.
I took a few pencils. I took a few. The award used to be pencils when I was in school. I
Yeah.
took a few pencils in first through sixth grade. That's why
Yeah.
you and I are friends, Alex.
Yeah.
We're both just
Wow.
like quiet, good natured. You know.
I think
And,
my reaction to
yeah.
that question alone tells you what you need to know.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
to be clear, like I don't think Alex is like copy. I don't think that he was like a hall monitor. I would not lower.
Like,
you
are
from
you
that.
sure about that?
I bet Alex, again, we're so similar. I bet Alex was in the middle of a lot of friend groups. Like he was the unifying presence.
He was like the butterfly.
He was the peanut butter to the friend sandwiches around, well respected by all of them. The jocks, the dweebs, the geeks, the nerds. He's a righteous dude, basically.
He's
And
a righteous dude.
Yeah, I think that's where I was. By senior year, I was loved by every group, not appreciated by them all, but I've loved, and that's you and me, Alex. And I could see our.
That is truly
Trajectories to
the
say that.
greatest skill that you can have is to be able to move through the clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing more valuable than that.
But am I
I-
right or wrong, Alex?
I think that's pretty accurate because I
were
did
in
well
the-
in school.
You
so
were in the church kids group though, too.
Yeah,
like, mostly.
yeah, but and a lot of the popular kids at my school were in the church kids group too, so
Okay,
that
okay.
helped theirs. But I did
These
well
are my
in school, so
friends
I was in with the
Shadrach and
geeks.
Meshach.
I was still like super into Star Wars, so there was
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I ran cross
Yeah.
country, so I got a little bit in with
So
the
little-
jocks.
yeah.
I tell the story often, but I was known enough by the popular kids that when Revenge of the Sith came out, like right after we graduated, they were like, "Do you want to come to the midnight showing of Revenge of the Sith with us?" And I was like, "Sure, let's do it."
Aw,
And
that's
Cute.
then I showed up with a lightsaber and a cloak, and they were like, "Oh,
Oh, you're one of those.
oh, okay."
no.
Like, we knew you liked Star Wars,
You're a
but
Dave
okay.
Filoni. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna guess, Jillian. I know. I sense that there was one year that you made Cheer Squad because you thought maybe that's where I got to go, and then you got here and you were like nuts to this shit.
I
I'm
was
out.
I was cheer captain. Yeah, for 1 year. Yep.
Oh man,
my God.
that's amazing.
Is
I
Kenneth
was
Savant, or did he just find our
I
yearbooks?
know.
I know.
I was gonna
No.
say, Ken, do me next. Do me next.
Molly was the quiet girl. She was probably taught not to be goth, but wanted to, so she would commit silently. Maybe some dark poems in her Trapper Keeper, but try to keep up good appearances. to save face around town. But then the moment she got out of that situation, she became who she wanted to be slowly over time. And
I flirted with the goth kids. Yeah.
Let's try this. What color do you think her hair was, Ken?
Dark black. Dark purple.
It was purple. Yep, there it is.
Oh, you had dark purple hair. See, you got to bring it back. I think about dyeing my hair a funky color every day.
I miss my rainbow hair so much.
I just I had like 2 big chunks of purple just in the front of my hair.
Like Rogue?
Yeah,
Okay.
like Rogue. And it started to look more and more like Rogue because as soon as I washed it, the purple immediately washed out. And it was just like, I had like 2 streaks of
cold water,
bright
girl.
gray hair. And I was like, cool. I'll keep it, I guess.
That's fascinating.
That's great. That's
I
great.
love
And
that.
Alden, we already know. Alden was in the corner of the class. He was people, the jocks bullied him, but he fought back and he would embarrass them with his words. And then people would be like, "Oh my gosh, did you see Fast and the Furious 3?" And he'd be like, Alden would be like, "You should probably be watching Children of a Lesser God. Have you seen that film?"
You're not 100% wrong. Although it's true and not true. Like some jocks did pick on me, and a lot of it was because I incited it, of course. Like,
sure, yeah.
Like we turned our morning announcements, my buddy Andy and I, into a radio show, and we would roast the football team because they had a losing record. And so the football team, wanted to pick on us because we were shit talking them, and that's fair. But we had made friends with this really ridiculously tall guy named Peter Buckley. They called him P-Buck. And he was on the basketball team. So when the football team tried to fuck with us at lunch, P-Buck stepped in front of us and was like, "Is there a problem here, gentlemen?" And I was like, "You can't fucking touch me, man. I got the biggest kid." Like, it was just about alliances. I was a pretentious, nerdy movie kid, but I also was kind of doing what I do now. Like our debate teacher was talking shit about the first Avengers movie once, and I just was like, "You want to debate this?" Yeah. Sorry. Well, as we found out, one time over lunch, I remember this distinctly. We were eating, and I was sitting next to Alex and Molly, and something was said, and Alex goes, "We were already married when you were in that grade," which unfortunately is true.
That's. I was.
We are actually planning
debating
my 10-year high school reunion right now.
Oh,
see,
Our 20 years next year.
I got my 30. I got my 30th in June.
Oh, look at all of us.
I'm so happy. My 10-year was 2020, so I got to skip it. It's great.
Oh, perfect. I've been to every reunion they've held. This year might be the one I missed because I just don't think I can get out in time. But I've been to every one. At 10, we did 10, 20, and 25, and I enjoyed every one of them. But I also slowly by the 25th, I won it. I absolutely won the high school reunion. Go back if you're going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the ways in which you won? I'm curious.
I showed back up, and I have my Ray Stevenson beard going. I was I was about 15 pounds lighter, looking good. Got my leopard print Converse on. I didn't even wear a suit. I just wore a suit jacket, and I showed up. I showed up with Grace.
I was gonna say, did you bring? Yes, I was like, you brought Grace.
I was looking for that.
And we walked in, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck, we lost."
Napzok. Look at Kenny. Look at him.
Yeah,
it's crazy, dude.
Yep.
It is a strategy. Like I was talking to an old flame of mine the other day, and she was asking me like, "Are you gonna go or are you not gonna go?" And she doesn't want to go because she's like, "Oh, I just know it's gonna be people trying to flex on each other." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I want to go because that's the comedy. That's funny to me. Like to see the whole show. Like I pulled out my old yearbook and sitting over there and to see like the most likely to blanks, which no one has achieved. I got most likely to appear on Saturday Night Live.
I got most likely to be a talk show host. So
there you go.
Oh, see, the parallels of you and I are always freaky.
Oh yeah,
they just keep going.
If I wasn't a virgin till 28, I would have been convinced that I had some sort of illicit affair in Florida, and you sprung up.
Look, I would trust Diane to have a good relationship with you, but
voted anything like
You had best hair.
Oh, like in high school. Well, yeah. I did win.
That's a real fucking champion husband right there.
That is.
He knew the high school superlative that you had.
Well, I mean, I took her to my 10-year
I was gonna
reunion,
say,
and all I remember is
I
someone.
chose the sluttiest outfit that I could possibly
Yes.
fit into for my reunion and his reunion. That's what
Nice.
you do.
That is what
I
you do.
introduced you as my wife to someone, and he just went, "Her," and I was like, "Yeah."
See,
Dude, dab on him. Oh my god, that's so cool.
you know,
I was like, hello.
Was it the same high school?
No,
Did you
no.
go to the same school? Were
Oh,
they
no.
were they like rival schools or just completely not
No.
connected?
Sean and I went to
Definitely.
rival schools.
Really?
I
That's
think
funny.
I think if we had known each other in high school, we could have been friends. But I would have been like,
Sure.
aw.
You might have been too
Oh,
intense for me.
You would have been like,
Oh,
I heard he was at the Revenge of the Sith premiere. I can't.
He
So
should have.
Pretty
that would have got bonus points for me. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but Sean is so dapper and has like an
He's-
incredible beard, and he like brings people
He
together.
did
that,
not.
like,
He did not have the beard in high school. The beard is a.
oh my
Yeah,
god,
well,
the
so-
pictures
but
of
the-
Sean from high school are
Wild.
insane. They look so
Wild.
different
yeah.
to what he
Yeah,
looks like.
high
now.
school Sean is
Yes.
does not
So-
even look like him.
Sully's primed to win any reunion he's a part of because he's number one showing up with you, Jillian, and
Oh,
then
thank
two, he's. I've been around. The first time I met y'all, he had like a suit. I remember, like a loud.
His
McCool-
red tartan suit?
Tartan
Yeah.
suit, and
Yeah,
so he's got that. Oh, that guy's doing something good energy. So he's primed to win. Alex, you're winning like I did. Like the quiet, that her, like that's how I won.
yeah.
Alden, you're gonna win if you want.
Dude,
You're gonna win.
I'm working on it, man. Like I am currently single.
I
you
do
know.
think it's weird if you show up with a Dua Lipa calendar. Maybe leave that.
I can't look,
do it. Do it.
I-
though.
man. If only.
Just the cassette tape.
If only. Right now, I'm invited to a wedding. I have a save the dates and the RSVP and everything for
Oh,
someone in Star Wars Twitter, which means I'm going to see a lot of people, some of whom I'm sure don't fucking like me, which is fine. But yeah, and it's like,
invited.
Win
you
the
get
wedding.
a +1. It's in May, end of May in Washington.
Go.
Yeah,
Washington State.
Washington State.
Who is it?
At Andorisms, friend of mine that I actually know since high school.
Oh, nice.
Go
So-
win that thing. Go
yeah.
win that.
I want to
thing.
win. I want to win the
Win
wedding.
that
Everything is a
wedding.
competition.
Go win that wedding.
I want to
Go
win
beat
the
the bride and
reunion, but it means I gotta like put myself out there and like get a date and like all these things, and it's like I just
No.
What are you talking about? Get
Go in
yourself
there.
a hotel room with a suite so that you can do your bathroom business alone because you're gonna have a stranger in there.
Yeah.
You're gonna win
God,
this wedding.
man, I hope
Wedding
man.
crashers. Let's bring it back.
I really hope. Like gotta hit up the extended family table and
Yeah.
start name dropping like Morning Drive Media and Anytime
nah,
with
that's
Ken
not
and
gonna
Alden.
be
But like you say it in ways that just sound really like aloof. Like
Sure.
you
Oh,
throw around the phrase NDA a lot. You throw around the phrase like Q1, Q2, just like
Yeah.
shit that just sounds
that.
really important but isn't.
But
You
we're
do
not,
it like
I'm not gonna help you win. You're gonna be like, yeah, remember the guy from the old internet? Remember Jedi Council? No. Okay.
The old internet.
I know him. I know
The
him.
old
Have you ever been to Hollywood and Highland? I've had pizza there. You ever been there? You're not gonna. You just win with your own drip.
I do try. That is true. And sometimes I succeed. They don't last, but it can happen.
Yeah.
I just need to learn from all of you married people.
Jared will be your date.
There
That'll
you go.
work.
This is great.
Sorry, I want to
Totally.
bring a winner as my date. Move on.
Ooh.
Let's.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Wow.
Okay,
Sorry,
here's
I
the
can't-
winner.
I can't bring someone that
Bring,
I'm 5
bring
and
Ryan Johnson.
bring Ryan Johnson.
No, because that
I-
could start a fight
yeah.
because you're gonna have some dip there, being like,
Yeah.
No,
I want
just-
Ryan Johnson to be the one walking around like, say it to my face, bro.
Mhm.
You know he
Honestly.
will.
Yep.
He will,
say it,
too.
Say it down to my face because he's,
No,
he's
Say it
about-
down here, bro.
he's a tiny little man. He's tiny.
He's about 5.
Yeah, maybe I'll just bring you,
Really?
Ken.
Yeah, I would gladly go. I would gladly go. Dude,
you and I would be-
May.
May.
There's a chance. There's a chance. Ellis and I are going back up to Seattle to do comedy. It might be in May. Who knows? Maybe you'll sync up. Let me find
There
out.
you go. I'll carry Mark's bags. I'll help.
Oh, it's an easy job. He doesn't. He packs light. I
There you
pack
go.
heavy. I'm always every time we travel together. I'm always at the baggage pickup. He's like, all right.
He's there with just like his backpack.
He's
like,
got a
"I'm good."
yeah. That's kind of Mark on the road. But he's a great traveler. I suggest anyone travels with Mark Ellis if they get a chance.
Oh.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm going to take 1 second to let Mando out, my illustrious sidekick, because
Finally.
he is crying and he wants to come
Finally.
participate. Though.
No.
Finally.
Poor thing.
Give him pets.
Jared the Dark Jedi says, I bring all hype during weddings. I don't know Jared
There's
personally, but
video
I
edit.
from what I've seen of him and what I've seen of his shirts, he owns wedding dance floors.
Oh,
I
100%.
guarantee I'd
Yeah.
have a good time with Jared at a wedding.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I guarantee I'd have a great time with Alex and Molly at a wedding too. Jill, you and
Alex,
too, but I've
Alex
had
and
good
Molly,
times.
Alex and Molly are.
We had a
great.
wedding last week.
Oh yeah,
And-
you fought with lightsaber dicks. I
Oh,
saw that.
That was
Yeah,
they brought out these like foam light up things, and everyone's eyes lit up. We're like, we're gonna have so much fun.
Well, we were holding back. We were like, we are going to be adults, and we are not going to use these as lightsabers
You kidding
until
me?
someone else does, and then
Oh,
you can join in.
Honestly,
gonna be the first
it didn't cross my mind. I was just like dancing on the floor, and then I saw our friends in the back of the room, and they were lightsaber fighting, and I was like, well, I want to go do that.
I was
Me
just hitting
too.
people in the head with mine. Just
You got
Oh my
it.
God.
Any time you can swing something long and hard and make an impact, you do it.
Wow.
This
I'm gonna put that on your
watched this
tombstone.
video so many times, but just
Oh
started.
yeah, yeah,
Back it
yeah.
up. Oh, that's beautiful. That's I
I
saw that because every Saturday I watch the Star Wars Explained Q&A edited by Molly Damon.
Oh,
It's
so
my
Hell
good.
yeah.
It's
So
my
good.
favorite Madden
You don't get the
football
visual.
one.
You don't get the visual Easter eggs if you just listen to it.
No, you gotta
we
see the
used to
visual
just
Easter
put
eggs.
a bunch of our own videos of what we got up to over the weekend in the Q&A. I'm going to do it.
You should.
This is
Sure.
evidence of the fact that Jill and Sully are fun to party with. I am so unbelievably drunk in this photo.
Why
And,
don't you
and
ever look unbelievably drunk? That's my question.
would you like to know something right about me right now, this very
That's a
second?
cardboard
Yeah.
cutout that he brings
I am-
with him. And he
I
just-
was absolutely blazed not 30 minutes before this, and coming down from that and now moving on to I wasn't gifted with a lot of things. I'm not athletic. I've always been overweight. I'm asthmatic. I'm depressed, etc. But the one thing that I can do is
But-
I am a functioning partier.
Yes, I'm not.
Extremely functioning partier. Like one time we got busted for indulging in the devil's lettuce after work, and I talked myself and 4 other people out of a police situation while completely gone. I remember thinking to myself, be Han. What would Han do?
I don't know if that's the Han. That's you might be Leia. Be Leia might be.
Yeah,
Be
Leia.
Leia, maybe, but Leia wouldn't have gotten busted for that. That's the problem. We're already at least Lando.
Okay,
in the
that's
circumstance.
valid. That is valid. Yeah, Leia would have never been caught in the first place.
Leia would have been like, "You girls want to come smoke some J's? Let's go back to my palace.
Mhm,
Let's be
mhm.
safe. I could have a guard watch the door. Like, be very different."
There is
but
something
yeah,
to say about just like that quiet confidence, especially in situations that you need to talk yourself out of. Because we've
Yes.
been in a couple of those, and
Mhm.
I don't ever feel confident enough, but I will always try to talk myself out of a situation or into a situation.
Yes,
And I'm just
yeah.
standing behind her going like,
Let me ask. Now I've been street drinking with Molly. I've
So much
seen
fun.
the twinkle of rebelliousness in her eyes. How many times have you almost been arrested, Molly?
Mm.
Ooh, that's a hard 2 to 3 times.
Wow.
Wow.
And Alex, how many times did you cry in handcuffs?
0, because I would never do something so irresponsible.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That same night that I took that picture with Jill and Sean,
Mhm.
when we were walking to Scum and Villainy from wherever we were, Alex was, everybody had already been drinking, but Alex was watching the road, not just for himself, but also for Molly. Because Molly
Yes, that's
walks
all right.
like a New Yorker, like with the confidence.
She's like me. She's like, there's no cars, we're going. Like, I don't care if it's red.
If she even checked, I remember watching it just like, this is incredible. Like she just like, it's like she has a sick
Literally,
sense.
last
Like-
night, she stopped to let a car go by before we crossed the street, and she looked at me and said, "Are you proud of me?"
Yes,
Fully confident that I was proud of her.
that's
Did you
so
see what I
funny.
just did?
Aren't you so proud of me for not walking in front of that car?
See, this is great. And
I
then
always
Alex,
just
you and I
walk and
connect
I'm like,
again.
they'll stop. They'll see me and they'll stop.
Oh my god.
Burbank is the capital of hit pedestrians, so be
Is
careful.
it
out here.
really? That doesn't
Really?
surprise me,
It's
though.
notorious for being very bad. But Alex, this is where you are connected. Even when I am drunk and partying, I'm usually the one getting everyone home or keeping it in line. You know, you and I connected.
I'd
Someone's
like
gotta
to
do
think
it.
I am.
He told me last night, he told me, that's too many pizza rolls to order. And I said, sir,
Sir,
We probably could have done with the second order.
Oh.
wow.
But we also got nacho waffle fries, so
Mm,
Ooh.
God bless y'all.
we went and watched Terminator 2 last night at a special showing at a local
You
theater.
guys were out late because I was on TikTok at like 11:30 my time, and then I get the Molly Damon is now active. And I was gonna text you and be like,
Probably
"Girl,
me.
go to bed."
That was me once we got home after all the
we stayed up
pizza
for another
rolls.
hour and a half.
And I was like, look at this TikTok of this cat.
I was gonna text you and be like, "Go the fuck to sleep. What are you doing?"
Molly really is one of the greatest drunks though of all time. Like just
She's
out of
great.
like
yeah.
because there are like the categories that we all like are beholden to, like loud drunk, friendly drunk, sad drunk, whatever, aggressive.
I could
like,
be any of those.
Molly Molly exists like in this like world between worlds of getting fucked up, which is like this like I remember after the Andor premiere, like watching Molly get to the point where she no longer cared that there were other people around, and she just went to sleep. Like, she just went to sleep in a room full of people. Like I was just like,
right?
I was like, oh, she just I was like, she just went to bed. Like
You just lie down on the sidewalk.
Because
she's just
I'm
gone.
like, I don't
Was
want
this at
to
a
bum
party?
anyone else's good time. I'm just like, I'll go here
Yeah.
'cause I know I can, and they can just keep chatting.
It's pretty incredible.
I was convinced Molly didn't like me. I met Alex and Molly in Orlando in 2017. That was great. But later on, we invited Alex and Molly to Joseph's house to record Force Center for the first time. And, you know, back then, I think, Alex, you were a little bit more present on the channel than definitely Molly is now. Thank God that Molly's taken over. But she was there. And I just remember, like, this woman hates me. I think she thinks I'm one of those Collider assholes. She wouldn't say anything. I was so intimidated. I was just like, oh man. I was like, told Joseph, I don't know. I don't think she likes me. So
I
it
was
took a few
very
years.
reserved.
I
back
bet you
then.
were. I think you were jealous of Ken because when we met
Oh,
Ken in 2017, I was so taken.
yeah. I was like, let me just.
We
let
kept running
them-
into Ken, and I was like, "There he is again."
That's so funny. I first met you guys. I know I first met. Where did I first meet Jill and Sully? It might have been that night.
It was that
I don't
night.
know. It was that night. It was the first time we met.
The first time I met Sean might have talked to you previously. but that was the first time I met
I think we'd
you.
spoken and everything, but we first met then. I
Mhm.
first met Molly and Alex in Chicago, and I remember introducing myself to Molly and just like, you know, hey, like just the casual, like, you know, I enjoy your work type stuff. And then Molly was like, I'm so sorry, I gotta find my bag, and then like proceeded to run around looking for her bag, and I was like, man, I fucking interrupted her. I was just looking for her bag. Now her bag's probably stolen. Like I
don't remember that either.
this was after the trivia match that Laura Kelly won, so it would have been that Friday, I think, something like
The
that.
panel show.
Yeah, the big panel.
I'm
I
always
remember.
missing some bag somewhere, so that's not unusual for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Good shit.
Alex isn't around to carry things for me. I'm just like, I don't know where I put it.
Shout out to the chosen one, Molly Sky Drinker.
She is.
Cheers,
It's
everybody.
impressive.
Sky
Cheers.
Drinker Saga.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
This dragonberry rum is delightful.
It
It's
is
too
quite
good, right?
tasty.
It's dangerous
Love
good.
it.
Put the Sprite, or you got ginger ale there.
I got
Alden?
Sprite.
Right.
Yeah, I got the Sprite going.
I have
This
ginger
might be a new staple in our bar at the house. I think I might.
But
Yeah.
I got it by accident.
time to
It
re-up.
was at a
Those
local
are the
liquor store.
best. The,
Yeah,
the
and
on
the guy-
accident cocktails are always the best.
The guy was so convinced I wouldn't like it, he charged me $2 less. He actually charged me the regular rum. He's like, I don't think you'll like this.
Oh, it's so good.
And I've been. This
This
is
is
the
this
second
is
one in
literally
2 weeks.
Right up my
You
alley.
keep
This is
going back
right
to him, and you're like,
I
"I hate it."
I went back to the
$2 less.
I hate it. Can I
It's
try
an
again?
empty bottle. Give me a refund, damn it.
Can you give me Powerball Megabytes and then more of that horrible Dragonberry rum?
I think that Ken is like, Ken, you're one of those people that's like that meme of if I ever won the Powerball or lottery, like I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs. Like,
yeah, I've got a list of things I'm gonna do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
what would
absolutely.
you do? What's your list? You got to tell the class now.
I'm gonna buy a lot of houses in a particular area of LA and let my friends rent them out at a low cost price. I'm gonna establish a studio space again. That's for all the things I do all that. Probably get a house in Paris so Grace can go live there and chase her dreams of a French girl out there, and then getting a French girl out there.
yes, not being one.
And I would being one and being with one, and then I wouldn't stop working. I would not stop working. I'd probably be playing Fortnite a lot more, but I'd be doing the things I want to do. Yeah,
I love that. I
That's
love
really
that so
cool.
much.
What would you guys do if you suddenly won a bunch of money?
Like, is it weird, like, when those big lottery things happen, I kind of get anxiety thinking about, like, what if I, the 0.00001% chance that I win, what am I going to do with it? Like, I, like, literally give myself anxiety thinking about it. Like,
well, start in the immediate. When is the wedding?
Oh, October.
So whatever is planned for the wedding, if you won tomorrow, would immediately be like tripled, quadrupled, quintupled. Like you could then just be like, all right,
So
fuck this venue. We're going over here.
Funny thing is, one of the first venues Sean sent me as like a joke is you can get married at Harry Houdini's mansion.
there's a wedding there in our circle tomorrow. I wasn't invited.
Really?
I wasn't invited.
Like oh my god! I think the minimum price for a wedding there is like $75K. Like it is not cheap.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably why.
So
we could do it at the Magic Castle, though. That would be.
Oh, but see, I can already get us at the Magic Castle. Like the Magic Castle, I can already do. So that's not something where I'm like,
let's do that. That place is legit, like the coolest place I've ever been.
It's really okay. Next, well, okay. I'll have to. When my dad is in town for the wedding, we're gonna go. So if he has 2 extra, we can go to the Magic Castle.
I'll go.
Yeah.
We
go all the time. You don't gotta sneak in. I go all the time. Me and Irma are homegirls at the Magic Castle.
There would be an Irma.
She's the ghost playing. She's the ghost who plays the piano.
Okay,
that's far behind me.
Never been there. Never.
You've never, Ken. You have never been to the Magic Castle. That stuns me.
Despise magic.
You have to be special to go there. That's it's frustrating. You have to be special to go there, and the only reason that we went there was because EA sent us there.
Yeah, I've been. I know magicians there. I've been invited many times. I despise magicians.
Ken.
Okay, I have questions. So
who doesn't like magic? This is the first person I've ever heard in my life who doesn't like magic.
I love and was in pro wrestling for 20 years. I appreciate things that are works. I totally get it. But there's nothing that you're doing that I'm not like, ooh. I'm like, cool, you learned something. But every magician I've known is the worst of us in terms of comics. They're always got some vest on, and there was one guy, a bowler hat, and a monocle. They're like,
so your issue is more with magicians that cross into comedy.
There was one guy. I won't say his name, but he's still a magician there, and he would show up to every party back in the days, in the glory days of the nerd parties I'd go to, and he'd just be like, "Hey, Ken, how you doing? It's been a while." I'd be like, "Hi, how you doing?" He's like, "You want to see some close-up magic?" No, I don't want to fucking see some close-up magic. I want to get far away from you.
Magicians where it's like they have to do magic all the fucking time.
And he always like, you got a card, you got a deck of cards in your pants. Like, what are you doing? What are you
always doing? It's always in their back pocket, always without fail.
Yeah, there are people. All comics despise magicians, especially comic magicians. They're the worst. They're cruise ship quality,
dude. And cruise ship magicians, like from what I've heard, notorious for trying to parlay that magical ability into getting ass and it's not the events and everything.
I was gonna say one of the.
I'm not going to compare that to comics because that's why most comics get into comedy. But
But one of the main reasons why we started going to Magic Castle is because my sister dated a lot of magicians. So
yeah,
there you go.
And they got weird little.
I want to break that down in therapy.
Yeah, got
Why are you
weird
dating
little-
magicians?
They got everlast beards. They're just like they're doing weird things. They go to steampunk conventions on the weekend, which God bless y'all. Steampunk is a great thing for those that love it. Not for me. And it's just they're all just like.
So if Kid ever wins the lottery, we're all gonna have a party at the Magic Castle. No magicians.
No
allowed.
magicians.
No magicians.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I'll
heard
do
it's a
magic.
cool place and the
I'll do
food's
magic
great.
there.
Let's do it.
No.
It's
So
just,
just
it's
drop
just
all the
the
coins.
6 bars. It's just the
That's
6 bars and the
fascinating.
food. That's it. That's all that it's at the Magic
So-
Castle.
So is it a magician's? Like, I'm just fascinated by this. Like, this is going to come up
too.
on any time this week, guaranteed. So is it the magician's thing, or is it anybody that shows up to a thing ready to display their niche skill?
It's no. I mean, well, that too, but like it just the castle's great and history. I could respect. There's you mentioned Houdini, just illusionists. I go be your skilled selves. There's just something about it that I just don't take. And I'm a whimsical person. I just and Maddie Gunner saying Ken would yell, "It's up his sleeve." I wouldn't do that when I go to comedy shows, I don't really laugh. I just sit there and go, "Yeah, see what you did there." And so I don't want to dampen anyone's fun.
Sure.
You don't want to yuck anyone's down.
I'm going to be the best man in a friend's wedding in September. And I told my parents, he was my college roommate. And my mom was like, he was an interesting guy. I just remember moving you into the dorm and he kept trying to show me card tricks. It was basically that of like, we're all
Once
trying
again,
to,
Alex existed in every clique.
Yep.
Alex
Yep.
had magician
Alex
friends
did.
too.
But in comedy, we call that bitten you. When someone's like just a normal day, you're hey, how you doing? And they start doing their jokes. It's like you're bitten me. Like don't bit me. Like let's do that. I think magicians just bit everywhere.
Interesting. That's
fair,
fascinating.
fair. Real quick, I gotta bring this up real quick. From one Adam Collins. Hello, Adam. Welcome. Greetings, all. Let's drink. Cheers. Let's continue drinking as we do on the show.
Cheers, friends.
Amen.
Does anyone want to get into a potential controversial super chat right here?
I saw it already. I'm ready.
I
Alright.
soiled
Which is-
on magic, so you can't
Which
get
is Star Wars in a good place or a bad place right now? From D-Train.
Ooh.
Thoughts?
All right. Someone start with a diplomatic answer before I say the truth.
It's in a perfectly fine place. Go, Alden.
I think it's in a crucial place. I think it's at a
Agreed.
crucial point
Agreed.
Yeah.
where they have a chance to kind of branch out and do new things, different things, or powerful things. They learned a lot. I love the last 10 years, but there was some missteps and some things they could have done better or could have handled better, not even on screen, but outside of it. Also, I think they have a chance to press the not reset button overall, but just be like, all right, hey, let's catch our breath and let's find a way forward. That's where I think it's a crucial point.
Crucial is a good word because it's
I
like
like that.
Star Wars traditionally from 77 to 05 never existed consecutively. It was always here's the groundhog and now the groundhog's gone and it's going to tell us what we need and then it's going to fuck off. Like that's what Star Wars was doing. And now it's a consistent thing that never goes away. And that's a different animal and there's the business side of it and we could talk about certain things and blah, blah, blah. I have a feeling if people want all of our takes on it, they're pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
But when it comes to is it in a good place or a bad place right now, the answer is in Star Wars. It depends on what you take with you. What is a good place or bad place to you? It's why I don't do star ratings on Letterboxd. It's why I abstain from letter grades. It's just like once I left Last Jedi with tears in my eyes and then went on Facebook and saw people proclaiming that they couldn't believe how badly it was fucked up. We lived in a different reality at that point for fandom. It's not because of that movie. It's just the 2010s is not somewhere Star Wars had existed. And, moving into the 2020s, it's just I don't know, is it in a good place or a bad place? Because I had to not endure like it's some fucking burden. I shouldn't say that, but I had to witness people in my field, in our field, that are making more than me and have more of a platform than me, saying outright bullshit.
Yeah.
That like Book of Boba Fett isn't about Boba Fett, or Andor is dunking so hard on everything else. It's embarrassing, and this is only action figures, and the sequel trilogy sucks, and this, that. And they're getting paid to peddle that. So you know what? Genie's out of the fucking bottle. We're not going to put it back in. So is it in a good place or a bad place? I don't know. Do you wake up in your morning and cross your arms when Bad Batch comes out? Or do you say, what is this show going to give me?
Mhm.
and can I engage with that? So it really is up to you. Like
100%.
I can't tell people how to think about it anymore, and I think I tried to from 2019ish to maybe last year, and I'm not interested in that anymore. You know, if you want people to tell you what it is or what it isn't, I don't know, go to fucking Screen Rant or something.
It's all just an individual answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I like that
You
answer a
breathing
lot.
heavy. What do you have to say?
I'm just hot.
He's like, this is not emotion. I'm physically in pain right now.
It's just hot in here.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm like, I think for the most part, for the past 10 years, I've been like very happy.
Waved him.
A lot of my favorite Star Wars things have come out in the past 10 years, but I'm excited for them to do the Acolyte, spread out into Mangold's film. I think, it's at a point where it needs to start expanding because you're never going to please everyone. Star Wars is so big that every fan has a different opinion on what Star Wars means.
Yeah.
So I think they're starting to branch out and be like, here's more variety in our storytelling. And I think that's good.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to love every single thing, but here's a chance to love something completely different instead of like, we're going to keep going back to the same well of the Skywalker saga.
That's my thing. I'm glad we're getting away from the Skywalker saga. Like it's show me something else. Like not that I've disliked anything from what they've given us, but I'm ready to see other things.
If it's gonna not live, it would live regardless. They could remake New Hope 20 times and it would still be a franchise. But
100%.
it's like it's at the like it goes back to what Ken said about Crucial. Like they now exist in a time where there are children and they're already becoming not so little anymore. Like Force Awakens children. Like there are little girls who were 5 when they first saw Rey who are going to be going to junior prom when she comes back. The difference is she is no longer the sole marquee piece. There is going to be as much live action Star Wars television. I mean, per hour, it's already outpaced the movies by a lot.
Yeah.
That's just a thing. People will no longer look at the Skywalker saga as being the foundational spine. They're going to see it as one of many. And they're going to figure out what that looks like. Like in 10 years, some person that's doing this YouTube thing, if we haven't destroyed the planet by then, or I don't know, if we haven't, like who knows? But if this is still happening, there's going to be kids that are like, the Skywalker saga was an interesting component of Star Wars, but I prefer this. This to me is the foundation. And we're going to think they're crazy, but they're going to be right.
Yeah.
From their point of view.
From their perspective, yeah. 100%.
From a certain point of view.
Hey!
I want Star Wars to continue to be brave.
Yes.
I want them to be brave with their storytelling. I think that's how it started. I think George has always been pretty brave with this storytelling. It got to a point at some times where it was like, is this just to sell toys? I don't know. But some of the...
You're talking about 1983?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I want it to continue to be brave and to continue to inspire people. And like some stuff coming out for Star Wars, like honestly, like a lot of the animated stuff, the books, the comics that are coming out, like that is like the really good shit that we're getting right now for Star Wars. And
now you tell me.
Bangers right here. Bangers.
They're
good
so
stuff.
Good.
I really like
they are perfectly placed right there, Alden.
What you said on our Q&A about
everything I need is
the expanded High Republic era and it being baby steps.
It's baby steps.
Of like, let's test it out in books. Okay, let's test it out in animation. Okay, let's test it out in live action now.
Yeah, they need to just be brave and put it out there because they have good shit, but it's just not the stuff that they're spending the big bucks on. And I want them to put the good shit in the big bucks budget category.
Big bucks put it into good shit.
I don't know how to
big
say
bucks,
this.
big shit.
Big bucks, big shit.
Basically, I want Acolyte to be everything that I hope it is, and that's it.
I think
Yeah.
it will be. I love
Well.
Hope and Eckley. Yeah, I 2 weeks ago I finally cut my Star Wars comics. I don't get them anymore. So I jumped off the train, and now you're telling me I shouldn't have. Mom, God damn it.
Well,
How dare.
honestly, I don't really read the comics, but I know
The comics are kind of hit or miss, but at least they take wild swings.
they do. They are brave when it comes to storytelling in the comics,
Mhm.
and that's all I want to see. I think Book of Boba Fett was very brave in the storytelling that they decided to go with, and I don't know that it fully paid off for them in the way that they wanted, and it sucks because it was so good, and it just wasn't what some people wanted, and
Yeah.
I was like, no,
And that's
it's
the thing,
so
too,
good.
is
You just
Yeah.
gotta look a little deeper.
Yeah.
And this is a thing with all corporate entities, Marvel, DC, Star Trek. I mean, everyone could afford to be a little bit more like Star Trek in this regard, which is that
Yeah.
they are not concerned with. That's how they're not concerned with what people want, but the end all be all of their decision making is not, do they want this? Like the elusive
But
they.
wasn't
what
Picard
they
season
want,
3 wasn't Picard season 3?
I
don't
mean,
watch the show.
I have said that. I mean, it's interesting, right? Like,
The showrunners are
sometimes
dicks, but-
they do capitulate, but it's interesting. Like they like Star Wars was never what people wanted. Nobody wanted the prequels. Nobody wanted Clone Wars animated. Nobody wanted any of this stuff. And then if you told people in 2005, hey, in 10 years there's going to be an episode 7, and guess what? Han's going to die. Luke's going to have like 90 seconds of footage. Leia's only going to be in acts 2 and 3, and Leia and Han's kid is going to be the villain. People would have been like, that sounds like you're on crack. But it worked.
Yeah.
But it worked, and it's not a remake of New Hope, despite what the most reductive people on the internet want to tell you. And it's like, yeah, they need to just be more like, with the confidence that such a brand should have, which is that if we make it, they're gonna want it. Stop worrying. Like, people can think whatever they want about Taika Waititi, and I know he's controversial for some reason, because I guess some goats screamed too much in one of his movies, and that was enough for people.
People turned on him so
hate
fast,
him.
and that was wild.
They turned on him for nothing. Like,
Yeah, I love
he didn't have a social blunder. He didn't have a controversial comment. Nothing. Nothing
I
except
like Taika because he takes those big swings. That's why I like Taika.
And
he just takes those risks.
Stuff that he wants to make and that he thinks is funny.
Exactly.
And
And he's like, whatever. Like, this is what I want to make, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it. Yeah, exactly.
And when he was doing, I think it was either after Ragnarok or shortly before Love and Thunder, some Marvel fan was in his mentions talking about like giving the fans what they want, and he responded with, "You don't know what you want until I give it to you."
Exactly.
And he was joking. He was joking, but he's fucking right.
Oh, 100%.
oh my gosh.
100%.
Like, that was the truth. Like,
Taika.
Like you see with Marvel all the time, like everything from Iron Man to Endgame was perfect, and everything after Endgame has sucked. It's like, oh, really? Because I remember you hating Iron Man's 2, 3. I remember you hating Ant-Man. I remember you hating Thor 2. It's like you can't please them, so don't try.
Yeah.
Make something that you believe in.
Exactly.
That's why I'm excited for Acolyte. Acolyte feels like it is completely driven by Leslie Headland being not just a woman, but a queer woman, and not just a queer woman, but a queer woman of the Zon tabletop RPG early EU age group.
Okay.
Which is
Let's
like
keep
One
the
of
shitty
us,
Star
one
Wars
of
out of
us.
the conversation.
like Dave. Like Dave and Ryan and JJ Abrams are of that age group, like maybe like 5 years younger than John. Like, so it's all really one of like OT kids that are now grown adults. We have not yet gotten what Leslie is, which is the age group of people that are 40 right now.
Yeah.
Dave's pushing 50, even though it feels like
Fuck off. I'm 2 years away.
2 years from 50.
Dave and I are the same age, roughly.
But
5 years a year ahead.
You're in the. I know you don't want to be, but you are in that.
Let me
EU.
ask this question to the chat. Is this what Alden is like at weddings?
Yes. Yes.
At weddings.
At
People
weddings.
are like, can I get the microphone back?
Wait.
No.
I have something to say.
You cannot. I resent. It's why I don't do TikTok. It's why I don't have
Well, no,
Because
well,
you can't keep
none
it
of
in
us-
under a minute.
No, exactly. Yeah, I can't. The other day, I we did a video on Anytime, and I wanted it to be 30 minutes, and it's an hour and 12 minutes.
Look, man.
I
love you.
over deliver, which
I
I
love
should
you.
put on my hinge.
I love you.
Yay. You should.
There you
I
go.
agree with this. I agree with this.
Oh my god. I love.
So, long story short, we like Star
Right.
Wars. We promise.
After this,
Star Wars is
let's see how long we can go without talking anything Star Wars now. There was our Star Wars conversation for the night. Let's see how long we can go.
I'll answer any. You got anything?
You guys better ask some good questions in the chat. I'm serious.
I'll answer.
Because
If there-
you
if
will
there's-
never get me and Ken this loose, probably for another year.
Jill, get out the buzz
you
card.
got me this.
Do you
got
want me to?
Yeah.
You got me. You
Buzz
got
cards? Okay, hold on, I'll be back.
you got me to publicly admit the one truth, which is I really have a problem with EU fans. I really sometimes want to fist fight them, but
Oh,
that's
that's
the only
great.
that's the only thing
Ready
I
to
keep
buzz
off of
cards,
Force.
do that.
They live in sometimes they live in a world where
They-
I don't think they realize.
I'm
it's
so
very,
happy.
very-
Yeah, I'm so happy it brought them into Star Wars, but they got some of the worst Star Wars ever, and then their
Yeah.
point of view is performed off that perspective.
It's stuff that
It-
doesn't fundamentally understand.
It doesn't align with Star. It does. It's
the themes. It becomes
George
and
is
look.
like,
there's
oh,
there's good shit in it, no doubt. Like anything.
yeah, it gets pulled
anything that
forward.
is
Night Sisters.
yeah, like,
There's things. There's creations.
I was
there's art-
downstairs when Ken said what he said, and I could hear it, but people couldn't hear me go, what? But
I
like,
just,
yeah,
you know.
the EU kept me going
Yeah, of course.
when there was nothing else.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
definitely sad when they were like, we're
Yeah,
doing away with it all.
yeah. So
But
sorry.
then I did immediately think like, well, that's not
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
worst decision.
So sorry. We no longer have IG-88 fucking the Death Star and becoming one with it. All right. Okay.
Aw, boo.
That's reductive, Ken, and you know it.
All right, I got them. The
Let's
Holy
get in
Grail.
some buzz cards.
Holy Grail
Also,
of happy hour.
Brian, if you're still backstage, can we
Yes.
pull up some of the newlywed questions just for Ken and Alden?
Oh, please.
I wanna ask some of them.
Newlywed
Sorry.
questions. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Ken Plume again. Thank you, Ken, for being so generous tonight. Ken Plume says, I'm calling you all a cab. 2 for Alden.
Thank God.
But you know what? You know what? I think we're all home right now.
All I have to do after this show is stumble right down to that seat and play some Fortnite the rest of the night. That's
There you
all I
go.
got to do.
Yay!
Dude, hell yeah.
I just gotta walk down
Hell
the hall
yeah.
and flop on a couch, or literally,
Yep.
here's my bed right here.
Alex is just
Exactly.
fanning himself. I wish he's
My bed's
doing it.
right over there.
Oh, hold on. Do you want a good one? Here, I'll do a good one here. Wait. Oh, it goes this way.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
Woo! What a satisfying sound.
I know. You gotta get the game.
Woo! Woo! That's so
I
nice.
just have our little fans over here. I don't have any of the big ones.
This is my Hocus Pocus fan from Disneyland, and they sell
my.
these fans in a bunch
Oh,
of different
my.
styles. And anytime I see them in the park, if I'm with my mom, I have to grab it and just go. I have to swoop it, just because it sounds so nice.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. There you go.
go.
There you go.
By the way,
That's
I know it
This
looks
is
like
huge.
That's a big boy fan.
I know it looks like I'm disinterested. I'm ordering Del Taco.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, Ken.
What's your Del Taco order?
Today, it's a double Del cheeseburger, the best fast food burger on the market that no one pays attention to. 2 large fries, 1 for Grace, cheddar quesadilla, and 3 soft tacos.
Hi,
Grace being the romantic partner that just wants to steal some fries is very on brand.
Well, yeah, that's
Like-
why we get 2 orders of fries.
Yeah, like it's just like there's a certain type of person though, and it's not
Yeah.
gendered. It's not. There's a certain type of person that's like, can I have some fries? Like,
Yeah.
and that just feels
don't go
very
for that.
Grace.
We we get in arguments over if she does the ooh, what's that? Can I have a sip? No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Get your own.
Should have ordered. Should have
Yeah,
ordered when I
should've.
asked.
And then always she ends up with a sip, of course. But
Of course,
all right,
because if you don't give her a sip, then she won't go to the reunions,
okay.
and then you
She
can't.
ain't, she ain't going to this one. You know why she's not going to this one?
Why?
Some drunk idiot who I know, I graduated with her, goes up to Grace and is like, "Did you go to high school with us?" And Grace is like, "Bitch, do I look 40?" Like it was
Fair.
thing. But the woman
Fair.
was drunk, so it was.
Oh, I love that. I love Grace so much.
That's a quote, by the way.
Love
um,
it. I love it.
All right, I'm pressing next on this.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I found a question that I want to
Yeah.
ask the 2 of you.
Do it.
What is the so I guess how do I ask this for that? It's like
Which
they
question are you wanting to ask? This one here?
this one.
Just ask them. Just take out the gentlemen, ladies, and
Well, yeah, I know that.
No, but
All right,
she's
Molly, I'll answer your question. I've been with one squirter.
Oh, damn.
Well,
That's hot.
the
Which
first
Pokemon-
squirter
which
mentioned
Pokemon
at
is that?
10:04.
That's hot. That's hot. Love that. That's hot.
Okay.
Yes.
Between the two of you, what app is used the most on the other person's phone? So Alden, you have to guess what app Ken uses the most on his phone, and Ken, you have to guess what app Alden uses the most on his phone.
Ken's phone.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
See, it's interesting because Ken is
Love it.
significantly more detached from some of the social platforms than I am. I feel like Ken's most used app might, and this is not to categorize him with the users of this app, but I think if we found the hours and minutes, Facebook might be one. Maybe.
Is that correct?
No?
Easily not in.
Because it's not Twitter. I know it's not Twitter.
Used, right? What's the
Used.
definition of used?
you can go onto your
Hitting
phone and it'll show you how much time you've spent.
Where's that?
I gotta find it again. We had to do this.
Yeah, we had
a
to do
month
this
ago.
for mine. My early
let me
guess for Ken is going to be like Uber Eats or something.
Oh, Molly Damon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, where am I going for this? Because I mean I know the answer is Twitter, but like I just want to know for me.
I was thinking maybe like Bandcamp.
No,
Bandcamp for Ken. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like maybe Instagram for you, Ken. What do you think? Maybe Instagram.
I like to think he's not on his phone that often.
No,
only
I'm
to
on the-
order
I'm on-
food.
No, I'm on my phone a lot. How dare you? Of the social apps, Instagram's probably the one I'm on the most, but I'm on Twitter all the time. I just don't interact with it. I haven't interacted with it much since 2020. But Instagram are the social apps. But right now, news apps, the Apple News app is probably. And I know that sounds like Kramer versus Kramer was really the best movie of 1980. I know it sounds like that, but like right now, the news app is what I'm on the most. That's what I end every night on.
Type in.
You go to your iPhone settings and then screen time and then
Brian.
see all app and website
Oh, this is-
activity.
This is fascinating. So this might make me a liar.
All right, I'm turning it on. I'm turning on.
This is a good way to find out. Do you really know yourself?
Right?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
therapy, really.
Because I
Mine
would
won't
say
have
Alden's-
that data because I
I-
turned it on. But.
Oh, you're such a libertarian. I got to find it. Where,
Mine
in
is
settings?
absolutely Twitter. Like Twitter
Yeah,
and I
Twitter
are in
is
an
gonna be-
abusive relationship. Like
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
just-
no doubt.
Mine's TikTok for sure.
I can't
Yeah,
quit her.
That's
I love
that's
Twitter.
the least of mine.
It
Twitter,
used
I
to
will
be
not
at least
leave until it
one.
burns.
Oh, here it is.
Mine is Instagram.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you go to where is it? I'm on
Settings.
Settings.
Screen
screen
time,
time.
and then all apps and website usage.
Why does
This is-
mine doesn't have that?
Molly definitely is the most reachable on Instagram.
Oh, here
Like,
it is. Got it.
If I ever like want to say something to you, that's where you are
Okay.
usually.
I'll-
located.
I'll be there.
I almost was gonna joke. All right, I'll give you my leaders. Twitter, iMessage, Instagram, camera, because I'm vain.
Camera.
YouTube Studio,
Oh,
and Google Maps.
Matt.
Google Maps is probably up there for me.
Google Maps is very LA. I feel.
I randomly just. We did a joke on this on GPA. I will go to cities I visited, bring up Google Maps, and just study the area that I've been in.
Okay.
Down to where I can like tell you the street, or I could pick out the Johnson City Hooters that I went to once, like in Tennessee. Like I'm obsessed with maps.
Love that. Love that. And you're obsessed with maps and sci-fi fantasy too, so that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That tracks for you.
I
Yeah, I
love
know my
opening up
Twitter.
a
I don't
book
need to
and map in the front.
check it or
It's the best.
anything. Like, I remember one time, Alex. I can't remember what the conversation was, but one time you said to me, like, "How do you get your thoughts out so quickly?" and I think the truth is that a lot of like the like Alden Twitter threads are written while I'm like still in bed or on the toilet or like anything like that. And
Very
it's just, like,
presidential of you.
that's
Hashtag
just-
toilet thread.
toilet threads. I'll start tagging them. Yeah, like it's just a
Let
reality.
people know.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's easy for me.
Okay.
I'm either someone's favorite Twitter user or their least favorite. There's no in between. So
I don't know how to find mine on a
Alex, do you want to pick one of these questions
Sure.
on either
And
side?
to Alan
Go on.
Alan Smithy's question in chat, did I have a Thomas guide? Hell yeah. I used to have it. I just would read it at night.
dude, I don't know what a Thomas guide is.
I don't either.
That's
What's
bummer.
Thomas Guide?
I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
Thomas guide was like this big it was maps from your area. So you get LA County. And,
Oh, okay.
And when I
My
first
parents
moved
had those.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When I moved to LA, I would just drive until I got lost and then pull a Thomas guide out and try to figure my way home. That's how I learned LA.
I vaguely remember using maps. I feel like when we were starting to drive, MapQuest
MapQuest was mine. Yeah, MapQuest.
it was still pretty early, but I remember MapQuest being a thing, and like people would be like printing out directions from MapQuest
Yeah,
to your destination. I remember that time, but yeah, I do remember also opening a map and being like, "Oh my god, this is a nightmare." This is so confusing.
That's why I'm happy my parents grew up in LA because they knew just how to get places because they lived there all their lives. So made things
Smart.
easier for sure. Yeah.
That's
But-
fair. That's good.
Nope.
That's good.
Okay, I've got another
Next
newlywed question.
Do it.
Ken and Alden, fill in the blank.
Make it
Ken
spicy.
or Alden is more obsessed with blank than anyone I know.
Oh,
Probably like off the top of my like gut answer is it MLB The Show franchise mode? Is that what you?
That's fair.
That's a
That's
good
fair.
Is it MLB The Show? I can't remember
Yeah.
the series name.
MLB The Show? Yeah. That's
MLB
fair.
The Show franchise mode, like that is Ken's actual job.
I've never heard anyone else talk about that game that much.
Yeah. I think I'm not even lying, have close to 100 created players in the franchise. And I keep records of them. And that's my thing.
Ken will be like, I'm just imagining Ken and Grace like going over their actual expenses, and Ken having to like sort through what is a fictional expense for his franchise and what's a real
So-
I
expense.
spent $1 million last
What
month. I'm
is
so
it?
sorry.
Baseball, obviously. What it?
It's baseball. It's
Yeah.
it's a career mode. You meant like someone's asking franchise or road to the show. I don't play road to the show. Franchises, you take control of a team and you manage the team from the minor leagues up. You sign contracts, you have injuries, you can play every game, you can sim some games. I am on MLB The Show 2021. I have not got the game the last few years because you couldn't carry the franchise over to the next mode. So I'm sticking with my players. I'm in like the year 2055 or something.
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that you are a better god than actual god. You wouldn't.
What's the
abandon
future
me.
like?
Yeah. What's that like?
It's amazing.
How has
Yeah,
baseball
every-
changed?
It's none. It hasn't changed at all. It still
No,
hasn't
and it won't.
It's actually
Because-
better because
yeah.
Ken is still in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
You and my dad would get along, Ken, because you guys could talk about baseball for.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
My dad
lady.
was a really big baseball family.
yeah.
So.
Alden is most obsessed with being right online.
It's true. It's true. It's not. Yeah, he's right. Like I am not in the business of ceding ground because
I like the dramatic way that was.
Yes.
too many people that we all know have gotten away with being outright, from a spectrum of being outright fucking assholes all the way up to being outright toxic and abusive because we're all too nice and because we let them,
That's
and it's
fair.
like I was talking to PLD earlier,
I love
one
PLD.
Paul Denuzio, and he messaged me and was like, "Hey, what's the story with blank?" Because I followed blank and then I saw blank and now I want to unfollow blank.
Yeah.
And it's like we should not have
Ooh.
questions about that because
Fun.
it should just be known who's a prick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because, and I say maybe it's because I know it's because I have such deeply rooted issues with like my father and things like that.
Daddy
And-
issues. High five. Yay.
Hell yeah. And what he got
Look at
away
that.
with, I no longer want to let anybody get away with anything. And maybe I'll get over that. You know, when I was in a healthy relationship for like 4.5, 5-ish years, I did less of this. So I am self-aware. But you know, like if I was showing up to a high school reunion with a nice like redhead witch that drew everybody's attention, I would also probably fight less. But until I ascend to Ken's level, then well, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. It's unfortunate sometimes you have to zip your lip.
It's true, and also it's like that's also because it's. I feel like sometimes, not that I'm
It's
like.
just, I've learned from being in situations that get legal fast that I just better save it for a text message.
And that's the thing too, is that like I know that like you and Joseph and Jennifer, Alex and Molly, or Jill and Sully, or anybody that we know sometimes are in positions that there's too much writing on it to say the thing. But it's like I can say the thing. And I sometimes I just, and also I like a fight. Like what's so wrong with that? I like a fight. Like there are people that like have like just tried to skirt around the argument, and it's like just let's just fucking fight once in a while. I would love to bring back duels.
I hate that.
I'll fight in person. I won't fight online.
I'll do both.
Come
I'll do
to my
neither,
house and
really.
fight me.
Yeah.
I'll do neither.
All right, I have another question, and this is going to be another one that involves maybe looking it up on your phone. But it's what's your most used emoji? So Ken, what do you think?
Guessing Alden's.
Alden's most used emoji is, and Alden, what do you think Ken's is?
I can tell you with a fair amount of confidence that Ken Napzok is not an emoji person. Even just now, I'm rapidly scrolling just to see if anything catches my eye, and I don't see a single one in our messages. Alden,
has he typed one out?
Yeah, I don't shorten things.
Semicolon parentheses.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He doesn't really.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
do.
Yeah,
I don't
he
use.
doesn't
emojis.
really.
Yeah, occasionally one if I'm being sarcastic, but yeah, I don't. Alden, you don't either. That's why I think you and I get along. We text like we're writing, like we're Jefferson and Adams sending letters to each other. So yeah, but Alden, I think occasionally you'll use like
I will still, Scotty, I will still do this in text messages. I will type it out and not use the little emoji buttons.
Yeah.
I use the laugh cry a lot.
I overly use emojis. I use them too much. I think I use emojis on like every single text that I send.
When we,
I like them. I don't
When we
dislike them
did-
like I like magicians, but
when we did our newlywed game, I realized my top used emoji was the finger pointing down emoji, because I'm always posting that on like our Star Wars Explained stuff. Was like link below. Blah.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I was like, damn
It's
it,
work
that's
related.
stupid and
yeah.
boring.
Mine is the laugh cry,
That's probably
Like-
mine too.
because the laugh cry is like, look at how fucking bad this guy's take was, or look at how fucking like exciting this is, or like look at how silly it is. Like it's so universal
Yeah.
that it just feels like the nice little spice to throw on the end of a lot.
Alex is going through his and Ken's texts to find
Yeah.
emojis.
Kim hearted one of my texts
heart-
once, so I guess that counts.
Once?
I'll
That counts.
heart, yeah, I'll haha, but I like writing out or I give a ha. It comes across. I do that a lot. I
Alden
like
most recently
typing.
sent me beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like Alden will tell you, like I'll say things like, I mean, like it's a conversation. It's
I do that
dialogue.
too. I do that too.
Mhm.
It's dialogue.
You
Ken,
also-
you do talk that way, yeah.
That's how for me, if I'm texting and I'm not using emojis, you know I'm upset and I'm being serious. Like that's for me, that's how you know. You're like, what's wrong? You're not where's your smiley face, your little like glitter thing at the end of your text message? Like that's how you know that like I'm serious.
The more
One
I
thing-
started texting with Gen Z people, the more emojis I saw them using, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm not using enough emojis." And
I'm
then
not even Gen Z.
I'm just like,
millennial.
Mhm.
So many emojis now.
I am also not
so many
Gen Z.
crying faces, crying, laughing.
Dude, the crying laugh it's so universal. I
That's
love
mine.
the versatility.
I've
It's
also
like the word
gotten a lot of
fuck.
like steam out the nose from you. That's fun.
I just-
It's fun.
And like Molly's point is like this. I've got to learn this is the way of communication for a lot of folks in this modern times. But like sometimes if I see that you've given me like the laughing crying emoji, to me that's the end of the conversation. That's you going.
Oh.
All right, I got to make dinner. And so I saw Laserbolt, who's more in my age group than you guys. If a thumbs up, I take as a whatever, a-hole. I'm done. And,
No, the thumbs up does have a sarcastic connotation. It does.
Yeah. That's
It does. Whether people want it to or not, I know it shouldn't. But it definitely
I know it
does.
shouldn't. I don't take. Yeah, if Laserbolt sent me that, I wouldn't be like, "Arr." But like, I take it as that.
I know that
we're
it
done.
has
We're done.
that. I know that it has that tendency to seem like that. I'll still send it. I don't care. And I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just like, this is all I have right now.
I heard you. Here, look.
Yep.
I heard you.
There you go.
I get those from Molly all the time, and I'm like, what did I do? Are you mad at me?
That's just all I got. That's all I got.
I'll send if I want to kind of end it. I'll send like copy that, which is I worked private security
I do
for
that a
17
lot.
years, so that's on the radio. Copy that.
I have started
just
using
means
the
end the
little
conversation.
saluting.
10-4 Ghostwriter.
No,
I love
we didn't
the
use 10
salute.
codes. We don't use 10 codes where it came from. We use LAPD codes. 10 codes are for sheriffs and dummies.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Goodness.
10 codes.
Yeah, Jill.
I got thoughts on 10
I'm
codes.
sorry.
10 codes are for kids who play Fort. All right.
Hey, listen. Fort's fun. How dare you?
Any like Niners in your code?
Niner.
That's truckers.
That
We
is
use,
trucker.
I can speak LAPD radio code. That's what I speak.
Amazing. Yeah, I like that. That's a good vibe. Yeah, I mean,
Code 4.
It's hard.
That's it. Code 4. Code 4.
The
Code
emoji
6,
language is difficult. I have, and it's a thing that like I do for myself because no one else is gonna fucking notice. But like all my tweets, unless it's a joke, every single thing is in perfect grammar, perfect. And because can I say
This is like,
can
I'm
I
gonna go
say
check
since
all
we're
of them.
wasted?
Yes.
Can I say since we're like wasted or whatever?
Yes.
Your way.
There are certain
Yes.
social media accounts for certain brands. Maybe brands that we're all very close to. Maybe brands that are
I'm not naming
a
names.
certain-
I'm not naming names.
maybe
We're calling
brands
them
that
swagmen now, aren't we?
yeah. I fucking hate the way that account tweets.
They're trying
I
to be
really-
young and cool
really
and hip.
do.
You're young and
I
hip and
hate
with it.
it is so undignified. And
But hey,
you know
it
what?
works. It works.
You know what?
This
And maybe
is
it does.
C3PO. This is C3PO yelling about how R2D2 talks.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe he was right. It's like it's so, and they're not the only ones. It's like Wendy's, hired, whatever comedians. Like there are a few comedians that had written the social media tweets for a while.
There
like,
is protocol
great.
for a reason, R2.
Comedians
Like-
are stupid.
it was a thing. I get it. Like let's make them funny and relatable. But it's like at what point do you no longer have an identity? Whereas the Star Trek account always tweets with dignity and with the point of the thing that it's
That's
sharing.
why they get bullied.
I don't
And
have. Yeah, I
it's
don't
so
have this.
frustrating.
I want the record. I do not have this problem with Star Wars social media.
I
as
don't
Alden
either.
does.
Not at all.
I do. Alden knows the
I
one
can't
person
stand
that pisses me off in Star Wars social media on that side. He's
Is
on the
that part of
publishing
is that
side.
part of the 10 list of things not to talk
No,
about?
no,
but we're gonna add it now.
No, yeah, I'm not going to say names because I
What's
don't
number
think
11?
I don't think the intention is bad, but it's
Not at all.
very much of like, look at me, I'm on the inside. It's like go fuck yourself. Go fuck.
I
yourself.
just like it bothers me that like
It works. works.
again, that's the thing. I cannot deny that it works, but it is so frustrating to me to see something that we regard as thoughtful just be like, well, people really want this, so I guess we're gonna start saying V and ooh and yes, bestie, and like
Yeah.
like that's not how a person.
Pull off, queen. Yeah.
You're not a person. You're a business.
Yeah.
And they really, really, really want it to be a person. That way they can mask other things. And it's very weird. And I don't know. But also, I should note, it's not like I'm, rolling in money. So what the fuck do I know?
That's what I'm saying. Like from a business standpoint, I completely understand when
Yeah, they're doing it right.
Twitter accounts will do that stuff, and
Yeah.
because I see it and I'm like, you know what, that is going to do well. That is going to get a lot of interaction, and it does.
Yep.
And you're just like, what have I become? I don't know how to deal with this.
I'm glad that they're
anymore.
having fun online instead of not
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
anything now.
Me too.
Because there was a period of nothing. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
There
Now
was a
they're
long
interacting
period of
with
nothing.
fans. They're having fun. I
All right.
prefer that.
Yeah.
We're very
They've-
into Star Wars.
They've reacted to me a few times.
We're going back
responded.
into Star Wars now.
Give me,
I know.
give me,
Take a
give
drink.
me
We're
a
talking
new,
about Star Wars again.
It took
give
20
me a new
minutes.
question. Make it fucking spicy, or why did I pour things into this?
Oh,
Just
fucking
Sure.
give us a
spicy.
buzz
guys-
card.
I mentioned to a few people that they better ask some fucking good questions tonight. It's 10:24.
I need to find a spicy one.
Yeah.
It's like,
Do we have any good spicy?
If
Alex,
you have a
can
question
drop
that you're like, oh, maybe we don't ask that on happy hour. No, do it.
oh no, we ask it on happy hour.
it.
I'm just trying to find a spicy one.
Please do.
And usually the spicy ones are like the ones I grab first, and I'm like, can't ask that.
So
Oh, okay, I have a spicy one.
okay, good.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Which would you rather give up? Oral, sex, or cheese?
Jeez.
Oral, sex, or cheese, or
Oral,
those
oral,
three.
comma, sex, comma, or cheese. Three.
Oh, it's not oral sex or cheese. It's oral
No,
sex
it's
or cheese.
Sex.
That changes my answer.
There's 3 options. Okay.
Yeah, there's 3
Cheesy.
options. Yeah, Alex is hitting right where I'm at. 3 options.
No, it's still cheese.
You'd
It's
give
still
up
cheese.
cheese. You keep cheese.
I would give up cheese
What
to
kind of
keep
cheese we're
sex
talking
and
about?
oral.
Are we talking about shredded mozzarella, a Mexican
Any
three-ply?
cheese.
Are we
Any
talking about
cheese,
cheddar?
Ken.
We're talking
Any
about
me-
Baby
cheese.
Bells.
I've had
Let me-
vegan cheese, and it's not that bad.
There's
Like,
some-
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
Great
Is that like
advancements.
You can't have
Look,
that.
Great advancements in vegan
Nuh-uh.
cheese.
Yes, huh? It's got cheese in the name.
No, vegan cheese
All
is
cheese.
okay.
No, it's
It's
not.
not technically a cheese, though. It's not technically a
But
cheese.
then why are we calling it vegan
But
cheese?
that's like saying an Impossible Burger is a burger. It's not.
Yeah, but if the question were you have to give up burgers, you'd have to give up burgers, like all burgers. You
All
can't. That's cheating. You're
Why
cheating
are you being a hard ass on this?
because you're cheating.
Yeah.
No,
He got-
because
he
you're
got-
cheating.
I got to tell you something. Alex got really aggressive in a way
I
I've never seen him.
know. Like, no.
Alex was like,
You're
three of
trying
my
to
favorite.
skirt the rules.
Alex is
You
like, 3 of my
can't-
favorite
You
things
can't
are
give
on the
up
line.
cheese and still have
I
cheese.
cannot allow. I cannot allow.
So
My
the question,
technicalities.
what's the question? What would you keep or give up?
Sex.
No, is what would
Oral
you
sex.
rather give up? Sex,
Cheese.
oral, or cheese?
3 things.
Oh, 3 things.
Sex.
Okay, but that's
oral,
not what I was
cheese.
thinking. No, because on oral there's subtopics.
course.
There, yeah. I can't.
regular sex, oral sex, and then just cheese, plain old cheese.
Fine, I'll give up cheese and I'll give up all cheese. I won't even go vegan cheese because that's how
Okay.
committed I am.
Oh my god, no one cares.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I would
yeah.
I would give up sex. I would give up receiving. I would give up cheese, and I would keep giving.
You would give up sex and cheese? Ken, you gave more
Wait,
than
you
what
gave up
asked.
everything?
You just gotta give up one, Ken.
I'm giving the pecking order. The first on
Oh,
the block
okay.
is sex. The third on the block that I give up, the next stuff I give up is receiving. Then I'd give up cheese, and then
Oh.
I'll keep giving.
Oh, okay, because
Oh, okay,
giving and
okay.
receiving being the same. Yeah, I just want to make it very clear. Once again, let's revisit the Hinge profile. I will give up cheese. There is 0% chance that I get because look, there was that I think it was DJ Khaled or whatever a few years ago that was
Oh, and he was like that he doesn't
Yeah,
give.
kings
fuck that.
don't give. Well, first
Just
of
a
all,
dumb-
all the way off.
you are a fucking jabroni if you are not
Yeah,
going down.
fuck all the way.
Um, we cannot. I don't even want to associate with you.
You can wear my
Yeah.
face as a hat on Sunday. All right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the greatest thing. There are people out there that are sex isn't that important. It's about other things. And you know what? I respect that. I also have gone to church, but it is that important. And I can have a cheeseless pizza, So
Oh, see, I can't,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
I can't, but yeah.
I can go without cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think I can survive. I could probably survive without cheese.
I'll be
Probably.
standing behind you every time you go vegan cheese,
Oh
just
my
being like,
God.
mm-mm.
Am I only
You
pulling the
said-
dirty questions out of this? Because I can continue.
Whatever works.
Diet cheese is great. Diet cheese is an advancement in vegan cheese.
Still cheese.
Diet cheese.
Still cheese.
Wait, is it diet cheese or vegan cheese? Or are they?
What's the difference?
Diet. It's the brand. Diet.
Oh,
Diet
oh.
I heard
cheese is
diet. I heard
I did
diet.
too.
Diet. Sorry,
I was like, there's a
Diet is
diet
my
cheese.
favorite vegan cheese.
I've had some pretty good vegan cheeses.
Great advancements in the technology.
But
real
none
quick-
great enough.
Real quick, we have a few more super chats. One from Alan Smithy. He says, "But hey, that Clone Wars episode where Mace Windu teams up with Jar Jar is flipping awesome." I'll tweet that.
Yeah,
You're
you know
right.
It's
why?
a good episode.
It's awesome on a lot of
Windy.
ways because we know that Jar Jar gives up cheese, if you know what I mean.
Getting,
oh my
yeah.
God,
With
yeah.
that tongue,
She knows.
Mhm.
getting. Oh, with that tongue, yeah.
Jar Jar goes down for sure.
So this question we're gonna get. We talked about being morbid and like dark and depressed and shit. So we're gonna
Sure.
get into that right now. Another
Scotty,
super chat
sure.
from Scotty
Yeah.
J. What is your ideal way to die?
Cheese,
What
too
is-
much cheese.
Your ideal way to die, and what is
Look.
not your ideal way to die?
Look, ideal way to die. I think I speak for myself, Ken, and all GOT lovers when I quote the great Tyrion Lannister. At the age of 80, with a belly full of wine and a woman's mouth wrapped around my cock. Like that's the
Way to
that
go.
like if
Way to
that's
go.
if that's his peak, it's a reasonable peak. Yeah, I mean, like I way to die. I don't know, fulfilled. Like that would be nice. Emotionally fulfilled.
Mhm.
Ways to not die. I have a specific one.
Me too.
Trapped under ice in a frozen lake.
Yes.
Anytime
that's
Mine's
cool.
drowning in
drowning.
general.
When
Yeah.
somebody
Mine's
falls
drowning.
under
I hate
and they're
that.
punching the ice and they can't get through, fuck that.
I hate
Yeah,
that. I
mine's
want to
drowning,
go
for
out like
sure.
the Terminator. I want to melt in
Oh
molten
God, that's
lava.
awful.
Give a thumbs up on the way out.
Slowly. My thumbs up on
We
the
saw
way out.
Terminator 2 last night. So.
It's so good.
Mine is what was the quote you said, Ken? Being someone's hat on a Sunday. That sounds like
you
that
could-
sounds like
Yeah, you can wear
That's
my
how you
face
want
like
to
a hat on
yeah,
Sunday.
that sounds like a pretty great way to go out.
Yeah.
Suffocation. I'll just say that.
That's drowning.
That sounds like a good, that sounds like a good way to go out.
There's a great Noah and the Whale lyric. This is on my last night on earth. I want to look to the sky. I'll pay a high price to be done with my life. So that's emotionally where I want to be. But I just want at least 5 seconds to know it's coming. Chances are, for me, it's
Really?
probably-
You want to know?
chances
don't
are
know.
for me, it's a heart attack. But
Don't say that.
but
Same, but
What do you do
I
in
just
those
ordered,
5 seconds?
Jillian.
to
I just
know?
ordered $40 of Del Taco. It's a heart attack.
Ken, do you
Um,
not understand that after every episode of Happy Hour, you order like $60 worth of Taco Bell? Like this is nothing new.
That's just what
Um,
we do.
Yeah, I think I'm good at letting I'm good at letting things go. So give me 5 seconds to let it go.
Just
Hell
to,
yeah.
just to kind
There
of.
you go. Okay.
Look at pull up. Can you pull up Scotty's comment about Japan and dying?
Yeah.
Oops.
Ideal way to
In a-
die will be in a
love
love hotel.
hotel.
In a love
That's
hotel in
really
Japan. April
We can make.
2035.
No,
Yeah.
I was.
Did you swear
Look,
you can make that happen? Is that what
Look,
you were?
I
We
think we
absolutely
can because
can.
I assume his definition of a love hotel is just us all hanging out. In
We
a
can.
hotel.
We can all have tiny
Sure.
deaths. How about
Sure, that's
that?
what it
is.
We can all have tiny
Oh,
deaths
okay,
in love
never mind.
hotels.
We're not
in
doing
Japan.
that, Scotty. Can't
Look.
say what Molly said.
look, man. I'm not responsible for anything that happens with myself or anyone else when we go. Yeah,
We
I
haven't
just
really started planning any of that yet, and I.
You
hope we
have
can
way
make
too
it.
many goddamn weddings this year to even think about it.
Oh I have life insurance. Now Grace made me get it last year because she was like, "You're definitely going to go before me, so you need to set this up."
Shit.
you know what? That's a
No.
woman that is a planner. She knows.
Mhm,
You know, we get about a 14, 15-year age difference. She knows. She's going to end up with that French woman sooner than later.
Look, man. Maybe she'll
It'll
name
be a
like
reincarnation
one of
of
their
you,
like
Ken.
Yeah.
maybe they'll name like one of their cats in Paris after you.
Ooh.
This is our cat Kenny.
This is our good Kenneth.
This is our cat Del Taco.
Mhm.
Oh,
In
good
memory
shit.
of Ken.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, but biggest thing about death though is I don't want to drown or I don't want to die with regrets. I cannot imagine a greater panic in the world than dying and thinking I didn't do this. That's got to be
Like
worse.
the amount, I think that's like my anxiety stems from me, like just hanging out, being cool, and then my brain goes, "You're gonna die, and we don't know what's gonna happen when you die, and that fucking sucks." And then it spirals, and it's not a fun time.
It's I get it.
I think I don't want to know. Like Ken wants 5 seconds. Like, nope, I don't want that.
I don't want to know.
If I'm
I do
drowning
not wanna
or
know.
if I'm falling or something like that, that's my nightmare.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
awful.
yeah. There's a way. I drowning's not good. Like I love Casino Royale, but the Eva Green death scene is I can't even watch it anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of ways I don't want to go, but you know, give me.
I kind of want to build off of Ken Plume's suggestion. I think Ken's worst way to go would be like being sawn in half at a magic show for real.
He's at a close up magic show, and he's like, "Fuck."
Ken's heart attack is like while somebody is asking him if they want to see close-up magic, but he doesn't have time to respond. Yeah. He's about to respond when death takes him.
Yeah.
And then a nuclear bomb goes
he
off.
didn't get a chance
I want to go like like Wyatt Earp in Tombstone, playing poker with a best friend, and looking at his or excuse me, a Doc Holliday with Wyatt Earp playing cards with him. Yeah,
love that.
I just want to go in my sleep, and I don't want to know it.
Yeah, I mean, going in your sleep is like, I think that's the most peaceful way to go. You just
but can we ask why Scotty asked this question? What is going on with you, Scotty? You got Cafe Du Monde right nearby you, and you can't find some joy in life?
Yeah, he's in New Orleans. Well, he's around New Orleans. He's in Baton Rouge, I believe.
It's the same thing.
Sure.
My dad used to live in Baton Rouge. I used to call the goddamn time.
He doesn't need to take a plane to get there like I do.
Yes, indeed.
God.
We need to go back.
Those are the kinds of questions that I think I attract, which I encourage.
God,
this is the opportunity. If you have whatever the hardest question, I probably won't answer many of these.
Now is your time to ask all of your deep-seated questions and
Look,
shit.
I'm 6 cups in. You all in that chat. You ask.
I'm literally I'm about to finish my second double and a half. So
here's
so we could do another rum.
This is my double. I did pour a double.
Still a lot to go. Still a lot to go.
Molly, if I move to when we move to Atlanta, can we do a lot of Nolans trips?
Yes. I've only done the one, and it was years ago, but I fucking loved it. And one of the best parts of it was that we, not me, Alex kept getting carded everywhere we went because he looked like a child.
See, even when I was freshly 21, I've never been fucking carded in New Orleans. Never.
I mean, chances are they're not going to worry about carding the ladies, but the men. Alex kept getting carded. He kept getting carded.
Yes, by the same. Del Taco.
He kept getting carded by the same like big bouncer guy.
Of course.
And after like the 3rd or 4th or 5th time, the bouncer guy like felt really bad and ended up buying him a shot. And then they like did the shot together up on stage while they were doing like a cover of a Boston song. It was great.
Alex always ends up on stage. He's got main character.
Always, he does. Why is his hair not blue?
Never wants
he needs like main character hair.
Up there.
Love that about him.
I've been to New Orleans so many times now that all I do is I go to Pat O'Brien's and I sit my ass down and I just watch the dueling piano bars. Like that's all. I've been so many goddamn times. That's all I do now.
Go back.
That's all
I've only been once.
Oh, but Ken, it's so fun.
Ken, what are you munching on?
Del Taco.
That's the Del Taco. Oh, it arrived.
That was quick.
Burger.
Wow.
Burger with soft tacos.
Double Del cheeseburger here. Then I got some rolled.
Does that mean that Grace received it and then slid it to you low key?
Tell Grace Ryan that we love her.
What an incredible person.
If she wants to show her beautiful face, she can.
It's not one of those nights. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I get you.
She's on the couch watching the Love Is Blind reunion.
Oh yeah!
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Alex was like, "Can we talk about Love Is Blind?"
Do you watch Love Is Blind? Do you watch it with her?
We just talk about trash TV in general.
Yeah, I respect people.
Oh, you talking about trash?
Alex is like, Love Is Blind.
I respect the show. I respect trash TV. I was a big fan of Survivor. I didn't miss Survivor for like 20 seasons, and I don't watch it anymore. So I don't watch Love Is Blind, but I'll be working at my laptop, and then I'll hear the show, then I'll just be like, oh yeah, and Grace,
Oh my god,
shut
I
up.
need to talk to Grace about Love Is Blind. Oh my god,
That's
I need to
fantastic.
talk to her about it.
So Jill and I and Alex are rabid Love Is Blind fans, but like what are
And Brian, he's
And
Brian.
Yeah. To be fair, Brian and I are the ones who got y'all to watch Love Is Blind.
That is true. But we were going to bring up just trash reality shows in general. What if any trash reality shows are you guys like?
Hold on, let me pull up my
watching
list really quick.
or-
Hang on.
I mean, yeah, now I don't watch a lot of things, so I don't, but I wish I kind of missed.
Yeah.
I was a big Survivor fan. I watched the first 2 seasons of Kardashians religiously,
Oh god.
and I was a big fan of the Osbournes back in the day.
Oh, dude, the
Yeah,
Osbournes.
Yeah.
Shit.
I watched the Osbournes. I watched a little bit of Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. I'm a Kiss guy.
The son was hot. Growing up,
I thought the daughter was hot. There's something for everybody.
The daughter was also hot. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Gene
Sophie
Simmons-
Simmons. Yeah.
And I was a big Real World fan. And that's my generation,
Okay.
maybe. But
Yeah.
I never watched it. Like for me, it was like I watched the competition shows when they were big. Like I watched the Idol from the beginning to the peak.
Yes,
You
same.
know, and then I watched Voice for the first few. But in the modern like streamer realities, like Love on the Spectrum or any of those, like or Love Is Blind, like I haven't seen any of them. Nothing against them, but yeah, for me it was mostly the competition.
Did any of you watch Rock of Love? Someone
Hell yeah, we did.
Brian said Flavor of Love, but I watched
Season
Rock
or
of
two.
Love.
Brett Michaels. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
Brett Michaels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brett Michaels. Yep, nice
Brett
guy.
Michaels,
Alex,
a shot of love with Tila Tequila.
Yeah.
I remember MySpace.
Wow. Tequila. I haven't thought about her in years.
She's like a Nazi sympathizer now. We
She
don't.
is.
Oh,
She
God.
is. She is.
Oh,
She is.
yeah.
No.
No.
She's like quoted Hitler and like
Tila,
like, does
no.
big
She's
hiles
like
and
went
Dude,
off,
a thunk.
went off. She's
Tila
like super
Tequila's
right wing.
nuts.
She's like right wing, not like she went off the fucking deep
mhm,
end. Yeah. Yeah.
How disappointing is
and I'm
it
like,
to
girl,
see
you
that?
brought like bisexuality into like the mainstream. And
Yeah.
now, I would anyway. That's a whole other.
Look, if you are famous for being
Famous.
attractive on the internet, I think you should be prohibited from declaring a political belief. You disappoint too many people.
How dare you? I'm now that Democratic, and I'm a Democrat.
Yeah.
Okay, how dare you
It's
say
too
that?
late for all of us.
It's like just
Alex-
so upsetting.
Alex, what draws you to Love Is Blind?
I don't know. Molly made me watch it, and
It's the alcohol.
I
It's the
could
Love
watch
Is
it
Blind.
together.
That has
You
fun.
literally told me earlier I get drunk and then I just want to watch
no,
the shows.
no. I said I want to watch Perfect Match drunk because
I've
that
never
show
seen
is
Perfect Match.
terrible.
Never
I've
watched
never
that
seen
either.
a single
Terrible.
episode. That's my next hate watch is
But
Perfect Match.
I'll hate watch that maybe. But Love Is Blind, there are at least people to root for. Usually, season
Yeah.
5
Okay.
was garbage. Season 5 had no couple to root for.
Yeah.
But this season and every other season, it's like, all right, everyone here sucks except for those two, and they're gonna make it.
Mhm.
I hope.
They make sure to usually almost always have a couple where you're like, they're the ones. And then everybody else is just a dumpster fire that you're just kind of like along for the ride.
Yeah.
Love that.
The amount of TikToks we've sent to each other over the trash couples this season and like the terrible people.
And they do a reunion show for every
This reunion is
season.
so good. It's
And this
the show.
past reunion that they did was so self-aware
Yes.
of just what the show is now. They were pulling in receipts.
Because they were like,
in.
y'all broke the NDAs. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna bring
Yeah.
it up, and like,
They were pulling in just all kinds of shade that the internet had been throwing around, and they had never really done that before. So the reunion show for season 6 was really, really fun. But I do want to go back to just the start of it all and like Real World and Road Rules.
I've never seen.
Like the first seasons of those shows on MTV and VH1, those were so freaking good. I remember watching those and being like, this is groundbreaking. Oh my God. Like I was so invested just as a
Plume and I-
stupid like teenage girl. I was just like, oh my God. My mind was blown.
I was invested as a teenage girl. Plume and I, one night while we were playing Fortnite, we both went down the list of like every season and tried to see how much we could remember. And when it started to fade, like I faded out about like season 8, 9, and then I came back for Vegas, which I think was 13. I was all in. And then when I was the security director at the Farmers Market on 3rd Fairfax, a lot of the cast members would hang out there or work there at the Starbucks, and like I would see Trishelle and Miz there all the time and everything, and it was like I was a big fan.
I'm trying to think of mine, like my intro like reality shows. It was probably like America's Next Top Model, American Idol, and then like the VH1 shows like Flavor of Love, Tila Tequila, the Anna Nicole Smith show. Growing Up Gaudy, if anyone watched Growing Up.
Oh, Hogan Knows Best. I forgot about Hogan Knows Best.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't watch any of these.
Hogan Knows Best. Like, mine were always related to my interests. Like there was a 1 season, maybe 2 season, Stan Lee reality show called Who Wants to Be a Superhero.
Yes, Trisha Paytas was on that series.
Yeah. And I watched that, and it was like, the panel of judges like, we'll make your own comic book, and like
there was the guy with like hearing. There was like a monkey girl. There was like, I watched the shit.
Yeah, I watched that. I was like, this fucking
One of the challenges we're gonna put you in the middle of LA, and you need to do a superhero change. You have to go find somewhere to like quickly change into your superhero costume.
Yeah, shit like that. It was weird. I can say, on my honor, I've never seen an episode of Survivor. I don't even know what it's like.
What?
I've never seen an episode of Real World.
The fact that show is still going blows my mind, and that it's also still Jeff Probst.
I saw him at the Grove one time.
Jake loves Survivor, and I think I watched. I mean, I probably watched an episode or 2 when it first started, but I never really followed any of the seasons like when they were on.
Yeah,
Chase also loves Survivor, and I'm just like, what am I missing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never had it. Reality TV is ultimately.
Excuse me.
I don't know if it's not for me or if it's because I get my fill from wrestling. I don't know if you've ever had that, Ken, where it's like wrestling is it's not reality. It's not reality, but it edges on reality enough for me to be like, this is my drama.
I watched wrestling in an era where you were looked down upon in a way that you aren't even close to being looked down upon now.
What era? Yeah. What era were you?
Like 80s into 90s and everything. And then I got into wrestling. I was in wrestling in 2001, so it's always been a different beast for me from then that point on. But yeah, a little bit back in the day. It was like you wouldn't tell people,
Yeah. I mean, again, a lot of my stuff is like colored very much by the time that I grew up. Like I was fortunate, like, again, I'm going to date myself. Like I was in middle school during like the hailed summer of 2008, like Iron Man, Dark Knight, like, like that was like, whoa, like that was middle school for me. So it's like, the emo dark eyeliner straight bangs girl that I was crushing on. Yeah, like she liked that stuff. Like the stuff that I liked, like I was fortunate to grow up during the boom of the stuff you like that's niche is now cool. So I didn't really engage with the reality stuff, I guess, because the nerdy stuff was no longer that. Like it was now cool to tell the girl that you had a crush on about what the Avengers was going to be, before it was coming out.
You're growing
like
up in a great time.
Different world entirely.
Alden, you're growing up a great time. Just take notes on how I eat this taco, and you're going to win that wedding.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man, this might be my time. I might meet my wife at this wedding. Who knows? God only.
I'm curious about the wrestling stuff. Ken, what kind of wrestling moves have you done? Like, what's your favorite like wrestling move that you've ever physically done?
Clearly.
I didn't do a lot. I was a manager. So
okay.
Any spot that I took moves. So the best move I took that caused me the least amount of pain was a 400-pound Samoan guy did a standing moonsault onto me, which is a backflip on top of me.
Yeah.
And that hurt the least. I have a back injury because a guy jumped from the top turnbuckle onto the floor where me and my wrestler that I manage he was gonna do a cross body block, which is like he goes kind of horizontal. But he didn't do it. He was kind of not a great wrestler. And he went all 240 pounds from 20 feet into the air into my chest, and I landed straight back on the floor. I went through a chair. I broke a chair that was sitting there with a plate of food on it. And that was 2011. I was in bed for 3 weeks in January with it. It fractured my vertebrae, like a part of it, and it never healed. So that kind of stuff. I went through a table. I've been caned. That was actually pretty fun.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
I've been hit with in the head with a trash can. Most painful one was there's a guy named Adam. There's a guy named Adam Pierce, who's in the WWE now, and I was managing a guy against him in a match, and I blew a spot, which was my fault. I blew a spot and almost kind of messed up the match. So after the match ended, he took a chair and walloped me. My head was swollen at about a 4-inch laceration on my head. And I went, my friend was the owner of the company, and he was like, "Well, you won't mess up again now, will you?" And that's kind of wrestling.
Shit.
Yeah. So that's
wrestling for you.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I have never taken a spot, and I've also never been. Funny enough, I actually texted Ken maybe yesterday. I said that maybe it was 2 nights ago. I probably should have been hit more for things that I've said. I've never made a wisecrack and just gotten hit, and I think
Alden, you give me that vibe. You just need to be hit more.
There's no time. The greatest.
I put that on my hinge too, if you know what I mean.
Roddy Piper punched me in a match, and late great Roddy, and Roddy he protects the business. Meaning, so even a friend of mine, we were at a comedy show together. We were on stage together, and afterwards, people were taking pictures. My friend Joe was like, "Hey, can you put me in a sleeper hold?" Which for a while was Roddy's finishing move. And Rod actually almost choked him out, and it was to protect the business, because that's the old school thing. Like, this isn't fake. This is what I do. And my friend was like, "Take the picture," but he punched me. He punched me right here, and my face was swollen. I had a big cut. It was the greatest moment in my life.
He seemed like a people guy, Roddy.
He was a great guy, but you never feel more alive after you've been punched. And I've been in fights with gang members. I've arrested hundreds of people myself, and been in fights with weapons. Everything. You're never more alive when you've been punched. It's the weirdest, greatest feeling ever. So Alden, I'm gonna get you in a ring and get you punched.
You're making me want to get punched.
Alden,
right
let's
now.
punch each other next celebration.
Yeah, man, I'm down. I mean, and even if we don't punch each other, I know some people that would like to punch me.
I can't explain it. But like, I was afraid my whole life, and after getting punched the first time in a fight, like, you're like, "Oh, I'm still standing. I didn't think I would be. This is great." And you're like, you just feel alive. It's the most bizarre thing.
I'm gonna go to some more. Speaking of where we gave up things. Course change. Favorite cheese. Go.
Favorite cheese.
Blue.
Cheddar with a smoked Gouda.
Blue cheese is mine.
I really like provolone, but there is a caramelized onion cheddar that Trader Joe's sells sometimes that is fucking delectable. It is.
See, this is
lovely.
amazing, but this is why you've never been punched, and you need
because of caramelized onion cheddar.
No, because you shop at Trader Joe's.
Trying to help. I worked at Trader Joe's for 3 years.
He was a captain. He told me. He won't admit it. He actually became an admiral. He was an admiral of a Trader Joe's.
The admiral. the fleet admiral. No, but I did work there for 3 years, and it is a very annoying place to work, although the pay is good and the benefits.
I used to work at Disneyland, so I understand.
Yeah.
We talked about sleeper holds, and I had to pull this picture up because we got to meet. We were at Dragon Con several years ago. What year was this?
2009.
Oh my god, this was 2010.
2010.
2010. We were dressed as Battlestar Galactica characters, and we got to meet Lou Ferrigno. And the first thing I was like, "Can you put us in sleeper holds?" And I didn't realize like how dangerous of a suggestion that was at the time.
Big
but
boy.
I've never been happier.
Right?
Both of us.
Right?
Fantastic.
Lou
I was just like,
Ferrigno
go full in. Yeah.
Real quick, I think I'm going to be the first person to break the seal.
Do it.
I need to piss.
I
am the loser here. Unless Alex peed when he was gone one of those times, which
I know Busta.
He's strong. He's stronger. He's more seasoned. I will be right back.
We're better at being dehydrated.
Leave the mic on.
Hi, Sean.
All right. Now we can answer the real questions.
Sean's here.
Oh, Sean's coming in.
Oh, we got ourselves a Sully.
Hey, Sean.
Oh, we got ourselves a Sully. Hello.
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 Beard's coming
Oh.
in nice. Look at that beard. It's a good
I
beard.
need to trim
You
this
trimmed
egg
it
thing.
today.
I do too. I do too. You can't see it behind the Jerry. This cannon. It's typical Jerry. The cannon junkie's blocking me. But yeah, I need to trim too. Sean, when you get a little bit of gray,
Oh,
you're gonna be the sexiest son bitch around.
I want it.
His
You're
dad's
sexy
gray.
now.
Dad's
You
gray,
get
so I
that
know-
gray. You get that Orson Welles coming in. Oh God, you're gonna be unstoppable.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I want it now. If I
Oh,
could,
I
I'd have
cannot
it.
wait for your. I'm very excited.
I'm excuse me. I'm probably 4 months from all gray.
Ooh, it looks good, Ken.
Looks good.
Yeah. It's starting to come in on the mustache. That's
Sean,
what she
you-
said. But
How many how many different shades of gray paints do you have? You could
Yeah,
sprinkle
just-
a little
Paint your own.
in there.
I'll do it right now.
You could
I'll
just
be
be
right
like,
back.
Oh my God, don't no shit. Don't do it.
Why not?
I mean, you can if you want. It'll probably come right out.
Yeah. It'll come out.
It'll probably come out. Alden was talking about how the first time that we met him in person, that he found out that you were going to propose to me, and he couldn't say anything.
Uh-huh. Well, I think
and he was like,
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were all
because
drunk.
for Alden to not speak, it's difficult.
he
difficult.
wrote a long tweet thread about it instead.
Yeah, all of us were very drunk that
Was
night.
it at
It was at Scum.
Scum?
Yeah.
Was it at Marshall Isley?
Yeah. Was that, no, it was Scum and Villainy.
Scum and
I
Villainy?
think it
Oh
was the
yeah.
Andor premiere.
It was
Because that was the night I told Molly.
That was the night you told Molly.
You
Yeah.
told all of us. You told everyone
Yeah.
but Jill.
Hi.
And I was like, thanks for telling me. I'm too drunk. I won't remember anyway.
didn't tell me. Didn't
You
tell
were,
me.
you were there.
I know. Force Center doesn't get invited.
Oh,
Aw. We weren't invited either. We just went.
We just showed up.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
just
We showed up to the after parties. Because Molly was like, we're in town for
You need
2
more
seconds.
Sprite?
Alex doesn't
We're in
want
town
me
for
there. He doesn't.
2
he
now.
doesn't want
I'm
me.
I'm
nice.
positive you were invited.
I was not invited.
Yes.
To
To the after
Scum and
parties,
Villainy?
yes. To the Andor event, no.
yeah. To Scum and Villainy, I'm positive we texted you.
You did. You did.
I can't imagine going to LA and being like, I'm not gonna tell Kim.
I'm pretty sure we sent you our now traditional flip off finger when we
You
were
did,
all
you
there.
did.
oh yeah.
It is now for the chat. It has now become tradition when any of Ken, Alex, and Molly, myself, and Sean, any of us are together. The person who is not in that scenario, we send them a picture of us flipping them off. Is a new tradition.
That's fair.
Yes,
I think I was in one of those once.
probably. Yeah, probably that same night.
Yeah, I think it was
Kind
that
of
same night.
love.
It's out of love. Yeah, being like, why the fuck aren't you here? It's very much out of love. 100%.
Okay,
I feel, why the fuck am I not there whenever I see any of you post a photo? Because I'm in Florida.
That's a
It's a
choice.
horrible place.
Oof.
That's
I will bring up this super chat though from Jerry, the Cannon Junkie. Go to sandwich order.
Well, I mean, it depends on where we
Oh.
are, of course, right? Like,
It does depend on where are we ordering sandwiches from. I hardly ever order a sandwich from
If
anywhere.
it's
So
like if it's like a standard sandwich,
I am
like a spicy Italian
Ooh.
girl.
okay.
I'll just tell you my favorite sandwich. Because, like, at Subway, I have a thing, and, like, you know, I have a thing that I'll go to, or, like, in general, I have sandwiches that I like. But the best sandwich I've ever had, I grew up mostly in Pembroke Pines, Florida, which is, like, equidistant between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So I was, like, in both of those areas. And there's a place there called the Vienna Cafe, which is run by this just delightful, lovely, wonderful British woman. So even though Vienna is not in England, I don't know why I called that.
It's not.
So this place has a turkey sandwich, right? That is a French baguette. It's served hot with carved turkey breast and a little bit of like fruit chutney and
I
some
told them-
brie cheese and some thinly sliced green apple. And this sandwich is enough to end wars. I'm pretty
Ooh.
sure. Like, this sandwich fucking rules.
This guy needs to.
So that's
be
my
punched.
go-to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It'll change your life.
I definitely would want that sandwich. For me, I do go to Subway a lot. Shocker. I get a foot-long veggie delight at Subway. But I'm a big diner fan, so I always test the diner by getting a club sandwich.
Okay.
Do you go to Dinah's? Have
Go
you
to
been
Diner-
in?
No.
No? In Culver?
Oh, I don't go to Culver City.
Oh, that's where my
No.
dad's from, so we go all the
It's
time.
a great spot, but it's another world for me.
That's fair. That's like Dinah's is like one of my old school, like that was like my grandma's hangout spot. That was like my dad's hangout spot. So Dinah's is
Love
like a big thing for us.
I'm
But I
trying to
love
think
diners,
of where I get sandwiches from. Like, we just don't like. I mean, other than like making sandwiches here at home, I did used to work next to a Jimmy John's, and I do love their just like turkey and provolone sandwiches because they have that like real crisp shredded iceberg lettuce that they use, and their bread is really good.
Okay.
You all know
But-
you all know I love that wedge salad.
I'm a hoe for a good Philly cheesesteak.
That's a great quote. Someone piece
Yeah.
that out and put it on a graphic for this show.
Firehouse makes a great Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I will say
We
that.
have a Philly's Best by us, and which is like probably just like national chain cheesesteak, but like, oh my god, oh, it's so fucking good. It's so also here's my like. So my mom is from England, and one of her she was not raised wealthy by any means. So one of her, as she calls it, her poor people sandwich is a hot dog sandwich.
Okay.
So it is
Respect.
white bread. It is white bread, sliced hot dogs with mayo and raw red onion.
Ooh.
I'd have that in a heartbeat.
It is so fucking good. Holy, oh my god! It is.
I
like,
do love raw red onion on sandwiches.
I think
I like that.
I think that settles the debate about whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich or not, because this is a hot dog sandwich
It's
specifically,
a hot dog sandwich
Yeah.
specifically,
and it's not a hot dog.
My
It's a hot
roommate-
dog sandwich, yeah.
My roommate back in the early 2000s coined the phrase "cock taco" for a hot dog, so it's a taco. But I'd have that sandwich.
It's an interesting rabbit hole because then it's like, well, then is a ravioli a sandwich? Or conversely, is
a ravioli is a pie. First
but
of all,
well, I see that argument too. But is a PB&J like Uncrustable a ravioli?
Don't you talk about my Uncrustables.
I
love
love Uncrustables.
I love them.
Those
But are they a sandwich or are they
I
ravioli?
just-
Sean, good to see
You're a
you.
ravioli.
I just
Was
got in trouble for eating the last Uncrustable in the house today.
Was that the night that I left my sock there?
yes. No, it wasn't. No, it was not that night.
Okay.
That was another night. He threw so you know the Dobby at the exit archway of Scum and Villainy where people throw their
I
socks
like
up there.
those socks.
Sean threw up a really nice half a pair of socks up on that as a joke, and he went, "Oh no!"
I immediately regret
He immediately regretted because they were nice. I think my mom bought you those socks.
No.
Aw.
You
Or
tossed
those
the in-law socks?
Those were the stance socks that I bought
Those were
you.
the stance socks that I threw up there. The ones your mom got me have because those are the Kylo Ren ones.
I like
Mhm.
stance. Stance is a good stance.
I do too. They're just expensive.
And you threw it to Dobby.
You know, I wasn't thinking I had a lot to drink, which is why I thought it was the same night. I was wrong.
No, it's a different. That was a different. But
Okay.
but the Damons were there. They were there.
Right,
That
That
night.
does
what I'm
sound
saying.
familiar.
I don't remember a Dobby situation with socks at all.
That was the karaoke night.
That was
no, but
the Andor
Alden
premiere.
was there, and that was the Andor night.
That was after
No,
the
I-
Andor premiere.
Off night was the karaoke night.
Alden, are you using
That's
a little measuring
half
cup?
Yes.
What is that?
It is a little measuring cup. It's a 1/4 cup.
What are you trying to keep your profits up? What are you doing?
This is
there?
how I make sure that my double is actually a double. Look, Ken,
It's just so
as some of you
cute.
might know, I have been counting my calories for about
Same.
50 days.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay,
And
that's-
I want to
that's different.
unalive
That's
myself.
different.
So
That is
I
different.
need to make sure that if I'm having a double, I know it's a double. That's a double in this glass.
I don't
And
fit there.
There we go. I don't have any more ginger ale at this desk, so it's just going to be straight. So
I am proud of you for that because counting calories is hard, especially when it comes to counting liquor calories.
Mhm,
It
mhm.
is depressing.
Yeah. All right. I
pretty
support
rough.
that.
And
I
hard.
support that.
I hate
Other than that,
my life so far. I hate it.
No,
It's
you're looking
working,
good.
but I hate it.
No,
It's
you're looking
working,
good.
but
It
you
works.
hate it. It'll
You're gonna-
just keep going with that. That'll keep you going.
You're
and
gonna
it'll
you're gonna
work.
mother truck and own this wedding, man.
Dude, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Go alone. Go alone.
Cheers.
Don't limit your options.
Sean, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the
Old-fashioned?
same thing I always drink.
Old fashioned.
I respect that.
What is it? I don't know. Tell me.
It's
An old-fashioned.
it's old-fashioned.
Oh, okay.
Having just
Yeah.
rewatched Mad
Exactly
Men,
what it was last night.
old fashions have definitely been at the forefront of my mind. There's something dignified about it. You just can't
You have to be
argue
right.
against it.
And they taste good.
I started
Yeah.
ordering old fashions and I was like, oh my God, I like bourbon. And then I was like, wait, no, I like bourbon with sugar water.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a lot
No,
of
what's the
sugar
truth?
water in it.
When I started drinking when I was like 18, my thing was always whiskey and Sprite. And then as I got through high school, after high school though, when I really got into gin, now it's like it's hard to pry me away from it. Like in London, I had so much gin cranberry that I was like stimulating the economy with the amount of gin that I had.
Well, it
It
was
was
because we were
unholy.
ordering doubles and they were not giving us doubles. I was
Yeah.
like,
Can you
bartenders, wake up. What's
It was a-
happening?
It was a weird situation at that hotel bar. And no one was an a-hole behind the counter.
No,
they were
I
just,
just don't-
aloof. They were just like, what?
one of those
Oof.
bartenders became our friend. Her name's
She
Layla.
She
Is
was
that
great.
Fired.
She was
The bar
great.
was-
Love
And
Layla.
she was
Yeah.
dishing out free drinks.
is this the celebration bar where the girl was bleeding?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you hear about that?
What?
I don't remember.
I think this is another happy hour conversation.
That was me.
Alden.
You
That was
told
me.
her? Oh, because I became blood siblings with that bartender.
I think we talked about this.
I didn't cut my hand, but her hand was bleeding, and I was like, I took some money out of my wallet and I threw it over the bar, and we shook over blood, and then she gave us
Oh, yes.
free drinks until she got fired.
You
And
know
then
what
she
you-
was walked out of that place.
She got
Walked
fired
right
that
out.
very night, and we thought that manager was gonna like put his hands on her, and
What?
we squared up. We got
Wait.
ready for
Maddie,
a fight,
Maddie
and-
told us.
Wait,
Oh,
Wait,
Maddie
there
told
we
us
go.
about it.
wait,
yeah.
wait
Maddie
a minute.
told us.
Yeah.
Time out. This is all real?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Ken,
happened.
yes.
Because I remember that bartender. She was giving us drinks and everything. Because the problem was they didn't tell anyone a convention was happening that they were going to have 200 Yanks sit in this bar
Yes.
with their American rules on tipping
Yes.
and everything. Like, so it was a weird vibe, not a bad one, a weird one.
Mhm.
She got fired for what she did.
She got fired the final night because
Yeah.
she was giving free drinks and she was hanging out with us, and I gave her like a
She was
bunch
like,
of
I'm getting
American.
fired. Fuck it.
Yeah, I gave her American cash. I was like, convert this later, and like she gave us free drinks after that because I was just dealing with her. And it was a whole thing, but she was giving us brain hemorrhages and like all my gin cranberries, and her name was Layla, Laila, and I remember drunkenly stumbling over to you and Grace and being like, Layla at the bar says that the song Layla is not by she says it's by Clapton, not Derek and the Dominoes, but Clapton was in Derek and the Dominoes. I need you to
Do
tell
remember
her that I'm right. And yeah, no,
do
she was
remember
adult. She was adult, and she was such a
fired.
flirt that she made the person that I was flirting with jealous enough for me to seal it. So
She didn't make my drinks any bigger than everyone else's. So I was like,
Well, you didn't.
I got
Hello.
a
become
free
blood
one.
siblings with
I
us.
did. I remember I got a
right.
free one from her. Okay,
mhm,
good stuff.
mhm.
Drama.
Real quick, because we talked about him earlier, and now he shows himself. One
PLD.
PLD,
PLD.
had to work, but
PLD.
had to stop by and say hello there to the gloriousness on screen. Oh, and the
Wow.
people drinking as well.
What does the L in PLD stand for? I know
It's,
the P and the D.
Femur.
It's
Lovable.
Lucius. I think it's Lucius.
Lucius,
Paul
Lucius Denuzio would be
Yeah.
fucking incredible.
Boy.
Yeah.
I don't have a middle name, so I
Boy.
can't claim a nice thing.
Old.
oh, you don't have a middle. Wait,
My-
who all has middle names here?
I do. My dad doesn't have one.
Everyone calls
Fine.
Alden.
I do
Here's
not.
my middle name. It's
A lot of
right
Puerto
here.
Ricans
Sure.
just don't have them. It's not a common
Really?
thing for us. Yeah.
Guess what religion I am? That I was raised as. Not
What's the
am.
middle name?
It's Marie.
Right here.
Oh,
Guess the
yeah,
religion.
duh. What's the middle name that's right fucking in front of me?
Maria,
Yeah,
Ave
what religion? I don't
Maria.
know. What a mystery.
My God, what religion was I raised on? Go on.
Clearly a Buddhist.
Clearly. Buddhism.
Ken,
Alice-
what's your middle name?
Alan. Kenneth Allen.
Kenneth Allen.
Alan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex,
Oh, we love an
what-
Alan.
Alexander Edward Damon. Alexander Joseph Damon. Alexander.
Are
Is
you
it
an
a biblical
Alexander?
Darklighter, dude.
I am an Alexander. Can if only.
You are.
Yeah, I'm an Alexander. Wait, what? Who asked if I was an Alexander? You knew
I
that.
not your wife
If only
who loves
what?
you and knows you.
If only my middle name were Darklighter.
Oh.
Mm.
Uh,
And then
Is your middle name a biblical name?
Do you know what my middle name is?
Yes, I don't know Bible stuff.
Daniel, is it
No,
Daniel?
my middle name is not biblical.
Alexander Nebuchadnezzar Damon.
Daniel,
Alexander.
I like
Matt,
Shadrach, Meshach, and
Solomon,
Abednego.
Damon.
That callback from earlier was great.
Yeah.
Alexander.
And then we
I
got-
wanted to say my middle name because
I
now
know
I don't.
your
I
middle
don't. I don't
name.
kind of. I
It's
kind of don't. believe-
Stevens.
All right.
What are we? Steven?
Oh, Steven's not biblical. I'm
Stevens.
pretty
With an
sure.
S.
Why is there
Stevens.
Two Stevens.
Alexander Stevens Damon. Wow.
Alexander
And then we have Molly Ander Elizabeth Clark Damon.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it on the first try.
I knew it.
I'll give you $2 if you can guess Sean's.
So Sean. The thing about Sean Sullivan is that it's a superhero name. It's alliterative.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I can't ever use my initials.
Great.
Duh.
You can't use your initials. Oh, S.
So would it be SOS?
No,
Like,
no,
that'd be fun.
He can't
I can
use his.
my-
He
I
can't use his first and
I can't
last
use
name
the
initials.
for Sean Sully.
Oh yeah, not historically great.
Sean Oliver Sullivan would be fun.
I
Sean
have
Oliver,
the
yeah.
same name.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Think Irish
Hint,
Catholic.
well, hint for Alex and Molly.
Ulysses, because he's sus.
I have
Irish Catholic. Would it be like Sean Parrick?
I have
Sean-
the same middle name as Michael.
Clark Duncan.
Sean Clark Sullivan.
Like saying-
Michael.
No,
Michael who?
Bolton?
Jackson? Which Michael?
Which
my middle
Michael?
name is Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ryan. Michael
If you add-
Ryan.
If you add in his confirmation name, it's Sean
It's
Patrick Ryan.
Sean Ryan Patrick.
Sean Ryan.
Sullivan, yeah.
I say Sean Patrick.
Sean Ryan Patrick Sullivan is like
All just like
A
very
jackpot
Irish
on
names that are
the-
just
yeah,
like
it's like-
thrown into a
It's
bin.
one of
very
the
Irish
whitest names I've ever heard.
It's like a heel wrestler. It comes
Mhm.
down
Yeah.
with like an ass.
I don't.
Very-
Sean
Yeah,
Patrick Ryan Sullivan.
I've always wanted one. I just don't have them. Alden, my whole name is just 9 characters. Which is what it is.
All the females in my family have the same middle
Or
name.
Marie.
Yeah, we're all Marie.
Really?
Mhm. Me,
That's
my mom, my sister, my grandma, my cousin. Yeah, all the females in our family are Marie.
Wow.
We're all creative. And
It's good.
In my-
Jill and Marie's
Sure.
a good name. It's a good
it's a,
name.
it's a
Solid
good
name.
name. It's a good name.
Jillian Marie
do-
is a good name.
Do you
yeah.
prefer? Are you okay with Jill? I've slipped and said Jill.
Oh
a
yeah,
few
no,
times.
Jill.
that's all. That's all
Yeah.
he calls me. I know I'm in
Yeah.
trouble if he calls me Jillian.
Jill. Yeah.
Um,
I've heard Jill too.
But
What is the thing that people shouldn't call you?
Julian.
Julian.
Oh,
Julian?
sure. That's not you. That's a different
That's not
person.
my
Julian.
I had a substitute teacher in middle school who was taking attendance, and she was getting to my name, and she said, "Alden," and I said, "Here," and she said, "Has anyone ever called you Al?" And I was like, "Fucking no." It's like, what are you talking about?
Alden?
I'm very much one of those people that I'm like, I literally don't care. Jill, Jillian, like whatever you want to call me, call me. I
Well,
don't
I'm pretty
care.
sure you were Jill when I met you.
No, but it's because it was easier for everybody.
Yeah. I think I met you as a Jill.
Yeah,
Right.
because that's what he called me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's
That-
easier. It's just easier for people for some reason. Where I'm
Yeah.
like,
At that restaurant,
when
Saddle Ranch.
Ken
I met
was
you.
talking
I met you
about-
all at Saddle Ranch.
Ken was talking about your red
My
and
suit.
your suit. Yeah. Ken
Now,
also
what's funny is that, like, with
Talk-
Molly,
he was
you
you were like a cheerleader for probably like a year.
before I really knew you, your profile would show up in my like Facebook friends suggestions, and it has your maiden name. And so for a while, I misappropriated that as your middle name, and so I thought your name was Molly Clark Damon,
Oh, okay.
like Michael Clark Duncan.
Technically, that is still my legal last name.
She
I
has not
never
legally changed her last name.
Oh, good
changed
for
it
you.
to,
Yeah.
to Damon because I'm not about that fucking game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't know, Molly. I think he's
I go by
successful
that.
enough that it's time to seal it.
easier.
Look what he found.
Mhm, mhm.
Ken, does this look familiar?
That's the one. That's the suit.
I said something earlier today. Oh, we were playing like Heads Up where you try to guess things, and I was trying to get her to guess Damien. And I was like, the kid from The Omen, it's close to my last name. And she was like, Damien. And then she said our last name. And I was like, it's not.
Oh,
Legally,
your
Whoa.
face.
you share
face.
it, but not on paper.
We share it
I
when you
respect
want
it.
to share
I respect it.
That's nice. It's nice to share like
Convenient.
in a theatrical way.
Yeah.
The
Grace
public
and I-
facing
Nice.
Molly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my stage last name.
No, I feel like if I said it's close to our last name, you would have been like, "Nuh-uh."
Whose last name are
You're
you
that
talking
TikTok
about?
girl. You're like, I feel
Now-
like no matter what happens, I should start a fight.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
engaged, will be married later people, being Jill, Sean, Ken. Where are we
Not
at
me.
on the last
Not me.
main?
It's not getting married.
We're not.
Well,
we
I
have
know
no-
you're not. I know you're
we have
not
no-
getting
We
married,
have no
Ken. But
plans to
like,
get married.
it's so amorphous.
Because Grace would align with Molly on this. She you ain't taking your name. I ain't taking your checkbook. I ain't taking your credit, and I
Like,
ain't
look.
taking nothing.
But like, look, I don't want to speak for her because she's not here. But like, I will say, just as an outsider, Heather Grace Hancock is a phenomenal name.
It's a great name.
I
So,
wouldn't
like-
dream. I wouldn't dream of changing that.
Yeah. I don't think she ever should. It's so perfect, especially like because when
I
I
got-
first came to know of her, like many people on the internet, I didn't know her first name was Heather. But
You did
Heather Hancock is so superhero. It's got that boom boom,
Yeah.
Bruce Banner, Reed Richards,
Yeah,
Peter
but
Parker.
don't you call her that? Don't you call her that?
But no one can call it, of course.
No, that's not. Yeah. I mean,
But
come
like,
on, I've got
but
this.
Ken Napzok is also a great name too.
Yeah, I'm the last one in the world, but it's a Circassian, it's a Russian old school. No one should be saddled with that. I wouldn't do that.
So it's like, yeah, I feel like neither of you, both of you, like Ken Hancock and Grace Napzok are just neither of them work as well.
Those people go to PTA meetings. They're late for soccer practice.
Yeah,
That ain't us.
Yeah.
That ain't us. That ain't us.
Exactly.
No kids.
Yeah.
No kids. No nothing.
yeah.
I feel like Alden
feel
will
that.
go to a PTA meeting one day.
Alden's.
I
gonna-
would go
he's
to
gonna
Reddit
filibuster.
hell about something.
To yell about something.
He's gonna
small,
filibuster.
yeah.
He's gonna
Well,
be
I
like.
did.
"Hey,
I remember. I raised a
So
stink
why
about
was
my
the
nephew's
theatrical
school.
program canceled. Why are we canceling theater?
That.
Is why.
Well, I raised the whole stink about my nephew, my oldest nephew. He's now 13, or he's going to be 13, maybe 14. Fuck. And I remember when he was in like first grade, he came home and he said that one of the kids in his class had clipped down their, you know, how you change your color or you clip down behavioral, whatever, on this chart. And I remember this so distinctly. He said he clipped down because he's one of the bad kids. And that bothered me so much because it made me realize that they were public shaming
Yeah.
children into believing that other children were inherently bad or good. And I raised a whole fucking stink about
As
it.
you should.
And I got into arguments with former teachers and parents and my own sister and then other people's. I was so bothered by it because
like-
there are no bad children.
No.
And that
You're
really,
like
really,
me.
really bothered me. So that's just an aside. But
Yeah.
yeah, would I be at the PTA meeting? Probably for something like that.
You're
I mean,
like-
I live in Florida. Like our governor is an
Better.
outright Nazi. So it's just like, yeah, like he's a book banning fascist piece of shit. And so at that, you know, there is a degree to which we all should
Well, we'll
be
adding
involved.
votes to Georgia. Hey.
Yeah, the
You-
South
you-
is crazy right now, but it's
Yeah.
Minimum.
You'll be like Annie from Field of Dreams, who goes and raises hell.
Blue in
I
Georgia.
hope, yeah.
You're from Georgia,
Yeah.
exactly.
And maybe by then I'll be Alden Napzok. Ken will finally adopt me.
Yeah.
Where would you take?
I don't know
him?
if you could adopt me since I'm over 18.
Damon?
Would I take Hancock as a last name? I wouldn't want to ruin Grace's legacy. If I take her last name. Grace has a singular vibe that I would not want to intrude on.
She doesn't want
I feel
kids.
that.
She doesn't want kids. I'd be like,
I don't
we
think
gotta-
Grace wants a child, even if
We
they're
gotta
28.
adopt Alden. She'd be like, no, he's out.
It's
in the
like
cold.
not no. We have another super chat from one Brad Scannion.
Scanlon.
Oh, that was an
Scanlon.
L. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm freaking sorry.
Okay.
I'm drunk on the Lego streams, just now catching the Damons getting wild with friends. Looking forward to next time y'all do it. Is this our getting wild with friends? Is that what this is?
As wild as we can from across the country.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right. 2 time zones of crazy. Jake Yakovetis says, there's nothing wrong with being the only person in the world with your name, Ken. Yeah, it's fine. I'm
I'm the only person. I'm not the only person because for one of my jobs for my work is background checks.
Oh, yeah.
And so I looked up just my name without my social security
Mm-hmm.
number, and I'm the only person I think in the world with my name.
I'm the only Sean Sullivan in the world.
That's a fucking lie.
Sean Sullivan. Yeah.
Sean
yeah.
Sean Patrick Ryan Sullivan.
Sean, I need to ask you a question that I meant to ask you when we met and I forgot because, as I said at the beginning of the show, you had told me, I don't know if you remember this, when we were going to Scum and Villainy after the premiere of Star Wars Andor by Tony Gilroy, we had heard on the way there somebody just proposed to somebody, and turns out it was Ron Swallow proposing to his now fiance.
Mhm.
And I love Ron, cool guy. When we got there though, we had thought maybe you had proposed. We talked to you about it, and you said, "I'm about to propose to Jill in however many days." And so I had to talk to Jill, knowing that it was about to happen, and whatever. So amidst all that, I wanted to ask you, and I'll ask you now: did Monsters Inc. ruin being Sully?
I'll tell you what I will tell you what it ruined. It ruined the spelling of Sully.
Because Sully in Monsters Inc. spells it with an E. Sully in
Oh,
E-Y. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Because so I have I have a cousin named James
Molly, you're so
Patrick
tiny.
Sullivan.
Yeah, Molly, what are you doing down there?
He's in my seat.
I took the big boy chair. I haven't had it back this whole time.
Yeah, Sean's on the floor right now.
This is where Alex has to sit, is way down here.
Sean's on the floor.
I'm on the floor.
Wow.
Yeah, I do have a cousin named James Patrick Sullivan, which is Sully's
Which is
name.
JP Sullivan.
James P. Sullivan, yeah.
But it ruined you know, I'll tell you who ruined it. The pilot ruined it before.
Sully Sullenberg?
Oh, Sully, yeah.
Because people think my last name is Sullenberger, which it's
not. It's Sullivan.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Wait,
See,
his
Sully.
Burger? I thought
Yeah.
I thought his last name was
Yeah,
Sullivan.
I didn't know that either. Sully to me has always
Sullenberger,
been
yeah.
James P. Sullivan. I
Right,
grew
it
up
was
on that
always
character, and so
You want me
all
to get those-
Sullys to me defer to him.
Thank you.
And that's I mean, it's like with Molly's, like with Molly's, I always go to like Molly Ringwald. With Ken's, it's like, you know, Ken, I've known Ken for enough that like Ken triggers Ken in my mind, but like now maybe Barbie will tug at that a little bit. Alex, I've known too many Alexes to come down on one thing, although if you say Alex now, I'll probably think of Alex that is here. Alden, I had to myself until Solo. Where he was the first Alden that broke through.
Yeah.
And it was funny is that I remember in middle school, maybe in high school, Googling like famous Aldens, and he came up because he had been in a movie at that point. And I was like, yes, me and that guy share a name. And then he ended up being in my favorite thing. So
I have Jillian, the dumb blonde from Family Guy.
yes.
I have
You also
Jillian.
have Jillian from The Biggest Loser,
I have
the
Jillian
trainer.
from The Biggest Loser, and I have Jillian Barbary. That's it.
Jill Barbary.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
I like Jillian.
There was also a Jillian in WWE for a while. And her
There
whole
was.
gimmick
There was
was
for a
like
minute.
having the big ass wart on her cheek.
Jillian
That was like her
Barbary.
gimmick. Yeah.
Real quick, I'm sure we're gonna head off here in a second, but we have another super chat from one Star Wars in a Galaxy. Cheers, everyone! So many great people here. What is everyone's comfort movie, and why is Ki-Adi-Mundi a rat bastard?
Damn.
Thanks, Eli.
Stupid Jedi man.
Why is let's start with Ki-Adi-Mundi. Just like one of the least effective middle managers in the history of corporate structure.
Yeah, he's a dismissive, mansplaining micromanager. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my god, I had someone mansplain Barbie to me today, and it
Wow.
was wild.
Really?
Wow.
Funny.
In public?
Has a mansplain Barbie to you? They didn't understand. They're not like literary competent.
Were they wearing like a fur coat with no shirt underneath while they did it?
It was a bartender at a brewery, and it was like
Wow.
they had a beer called Beach Off.
Okay.
We all know what that's from if we've seen
Yeah.
Barbie.
It was written in the Barbie font.
It was
too.
written in Barbie font, and
Okay.
we didn't even order it. Someone else ordered it, and we were standing there waiting for our drinks. And as we were standing there, he was like looking at me.
Well, first you
And-
went, haha, they have a beer called Beach Off. Yay.
And I was laughing at it, and I was like, cute. And I was like looking at it as he was pouring it, and he looked at me, and he was like, "It's from the Barbie movie," because they did like the thing. And I was like, "Oh my god, I got it."
I know.
Yep.
He's a
Thank you.
political idealist.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like Ki-Adi-Mundi is best served by the Lego games when he has a big ass head. Like, I like the aesthetic of Ki, and I think he is cool, and he's especially cool in the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. But it's like when you imagine, if you will, being in a leadership position and having a 9-year-old former slave brought to your chambers, and you know for a fact, based on the mission briefing, that we just freed this child from slavery, where he was a slave with his mother from birth to 9 years old, and your first comment is, your thoughts dwell on your mother? It's like, no fucking
shit.
like the level of insensitivity is astronomical.
Listen, just because I was raised not in the Jedi Order past fucking 2 years old, I have like actual feelings. Like how
in legends, however, he was, and I assume this is like canon until proven otherwise. He is, has the several concubines and the polyamory to
because he's the only one of
restore.
the species, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's got that big old brain.
they're dying off. Yeah, there's like not enough.
There's only so many men, and there's more women.
Where they need to bone.
And he has to procreate.
It's like
Sounds
he goes
like
to the
me.
Jedi Council and he's like, I have no choice but to knock up these people. I'm sorry.
Look, sorry,
I have
I
to.
gotta go.
I gotta go bone some chicks. Sorry.
So yeah, in terms of key, I think not great. What was the other part of that question? What's my
the book that's coming out, The Living Force, with all the Jedi
Living
Council? He has a part in that made me laugh out loud because
I
it's
read
just
the first
so-
2 chapters, but I haven't gotten to the rest of it
It's
yet.
just so him, and I was like, "This is great."
I'm excited.
Wait, it's
Really
so
excited.
Kiati.
Yeah, that's so
So-
Kiati.
Oh my God,
That's,
that's
if
so
he hasn't
Kiati.
So Kiati.
That's just
Kiati.
What was the other part of the question,
it's,
Dylan?
it's well,
Kiati.
if I may say,
Yeah,
it's
which
just
one's
comfort movie. It's interesting to go
Oh,
back to the
comfort
prequels, if I may, and just realize, though there were some problems with the end of Padme's story, some of it real world reasons, some of it was just George's decisions. He does really make a case in 3 movies that we should listen to women. At every point, Padme's like, "Hey, I got a thought," and everyone's like, "Okay, let me tell you, no." That's all 3 of those movies. Like, it's pretty clear. It's the Barbie of our time, of my generation.
Yep.
Yeah. Did George
like,
Lucas
yeah,
have
you
a
got-
lot of energy?
He had
think
some
yes.
energy.
Yes.
He had some energy.
You got the
Anyways,
big
got that
hair.
flannel.
You got the big hair. You
My
got the
job
big-
is just
big
flannel.
dresses.
Mm-hmm.
My job is flannel. My job is anti-fascism.
Each.
What is my comfort movie though? That's interesting. Like John Cena went viral a couple days ago because somebody asked him what his guilty pleasure movie is, and he correctly, I think, dissected the idea of a guilty pleasure. I don't feel a lot of guilt about the things that I
No, you
go
shouldn't.
to.
You shouldn't.
Whereas comfort, it's like Star Wars, even though I love it, I would not put in comfort movie because it demands my attention.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A comfort film like Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, like
Ooh, that's a good one.
that's a big thing for me.
Stop doing drugs.
The Princess Bride is a big
All right,
comfort
all right.
movie.
Okay. That's good.
I get comforted by dialogue porn. I love to hear people
Okay.
speak eloquently. So I will put on the 2015 Steve Jobs movie by Danny Boyle
All
a
right.
lot because the dialogue is so sharp that it like tickles me. So yeah.
Honestly, after yesterday, T2 might be a comfort movie for me.
For me or two.
It's really fun.
It's
You
comforting.
got
because-
a lot of pent up rage and paranoia, don't you, Molly?
No, it's comforting because it's literally all action. Like you kind of
Yeah.
know most of the story going into it. There's a little bit of story stuff going on, but ultimately it's all a chase sequence, and it's comforting just to know and appreciate how much work they put into all those camera angles and those car scenes.
I love that.
It's great.
It's a good answer.
So mine that I put on, like my guilty pleasure is, I have 2. One is Tangled, which everyone knows is like one of my
Ooh.
go-to
Great film.
like Disney films. The other that I always play when I'm sick is The Greatest Showman. Is one of my pleasure films.
That wasn't
I
the
need to
question.
see that.
is my
So
comfort. Yeah,
I think
comfort.
a good musical.
I will tell you,
Film.
Greatest Showman was a point of conversation for me when it came out because I'm from Bridgeport, Connecticut, which is where P.T. Barnum died.
He's a piece
Now-
of shit.
And he's a piece of shit.
He's
And
a
I will
piece of shit.
specify Bridgeport, Connecticut likes to claim P.T. Barnum because they're like, oh, he's from here. No. he died there.
Yeah, he's a
And-
piece of shit too.
And that is peak Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I love where I'm from, but it is a carny ass town. And they and they loved it. So when that movie came out, I was like, oh Jesus. I'm going to hear about it. We have the P.T. Barnum Museum. I think I was born about 2 blocks away from the P.T. Barnum Museum.
Oh, nice.
So that is a big like a tourist attraction thing. Banger soundtrack. If you can get people to accept that it is absolutely not historically accurate.
None of this is going to get you laid at this wedding, man.
No, man. Talking about P.T. Barnum is not going to work. I'm going to have to go to the
That's
class.
not how you get the ladies. No.
I know. We're going to have to do another 2 hours if we start talking about like how to get laid at functions.
After this question, we do have one
I'm
Patreon
not allowed to.
question.
I'm not allowed to publicly talk about that.
You are.
Privately, I will.
We have.
I haven't done my comfort
we
movie
have
yet.
This, we have one.
And it's
Patreon-
RRR. What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Huh? RRR is my comfort movie.
Alex is
I want to talk
Yay!
about
We
RRR.
love RRR.
We haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen RRR.
I feel like
You
I
guys
feel like,
have to watch
here's my
RRR.
thing. I feel like we shouldn't watch RRR unless Alex is there. I feel like we need Alex there to watch RRR.
I'd love to watch RRR.
To be fair, I was in the room when Alex watched it.
It would be
Jake's
more
wedding.
comforting. if it was
Yeah, Alex watched
I wish
RRR
it were
when we were
longer.
at Jake's house for his
No, you
wedding.
don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
I've never watched anything with Alex, but I think if I was going to watch anything with Alex, I would love to watch like Fellowship of the Ring with Alex because I just
That'd
want
be
to
great.
hear
Oh,
like
That's
I
our
would love to
ultimate
live
cozy
in
movie.
I would love to live in that for a little while.
I'll be doing shots in the back and getting drunk by myself.
Those might be my comfort. I mean, Star Wars is a comfort for me. I put it off and then just on in the background. But Lord of the Rings, but I don't. I break those out once a year, type of thing.
Yep.
For me, I haven't watched it in a long time, but like I have legitimately seen When Harry Met Sally more than most of Star Wars films.
It's
I'd say
phenomenal.
that one, yeah. Tombstone and Young Guns 1 and 2.
What about the Young Guns phenomenon of like you and Mark and Nathan Hamill? Like, is that a comfort movie or is that a get together with the boys and like yell at the screen movie?
I don't watch things with anyone, to be clear. So, in fact,
You should watch Love Is Blind with Grace. What you
Right.
He doesn't
Yes.
watch anything with it. I learned this actually like in real time. I was like, I think it was a few weeks ago. Like I was like
Darina-
10.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
Darina almost got kicked out of my hotel room when the Game of Thrones season 8 premiere happened during Chicago celebration.
For talking?
Ellis, Scrimshaw, and Darina and I were in a hotel room, and then people kept texting me, "Hey Ken, are you watching it?" I was like, "No." And Darina was like, "I'll be quiet."
was
And
like,
then she
"No."
opened up a thing of peanuts and started eating, and I was like,
That's like me. That sounds like me watching.
Well, it's like
you.
I asked Ken, did you watch Succession? And he gave the most Ken Napzok answer imaginable, which was, I've listened to Succession. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Ken goes, Grace has watched it while I've been playing Fortnite or MLB.
No.
It's
And
like
so I've heard the story of the show.
What's
Yeah.
the show that we were talking about today?
"Same with Dexter." She watched all like 7 seasons, the seasons of
show I
Dexter, and I was like playing games, and I was like, "Is that Jimmy Smits?" I didn't even turn around. She's like,
The
like,
voice.
okay.
Dexter is a good show up until season 4-ish.
Season 4 is great, and then
That's true.
after
I
that,
liked the reboot with Clancy.
It was great until like the last episode.
I
I
liked
get
the
you.
reboot. It was
get
fine.
I could watch
Get you.
Dexter.
The end was not great, but it was a better ending than it had.
That is absolutely though. Anytime like a show is coming on that Alex is really invested in, and he really wants to watch it and really just experience it wholly. If I say a single fucking word, I get
Hell yeah.
a look that you all will never experience. That look.
Look,
I hear- I'm with you.
I'm not defending the look, but I know I've given it. Like I am so like example right now. I'll tell you without naming names. Like there's a current like we should all get together this summer and hang out. And one of my friends whose name rhymes with Larid, he said,
I love that.
wouldn't it be cool if we were all together to watch The Acolyte? And I didn't know how to say without being a total bitch.
It
Like
would not be.
I don't want to watch it with you. Like I want if you want to watch it with me, it better be religious silence.
I'll bring up.
We had a really good time during our Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, hold on.
premiere.
Can I First, can I?
I'm going to bring up controversy. I invited Alex. I didn't even invite Molly. I invited Alex to my hotel room to watch Kenobi.
Wow.
And he didn't take me, and it was the worst mistake of his life. I'll just say
because you were too militant. You were very militant.
No, because
it would have been. House? Is that what
it would have been complete silence with me and Scrimshaw. Not a word was said till after.
Meanwhile, we had 30 people.
We had 30 people in our living room watching Kenobi, and we were all very drunk before.
I remember
the first thing Thomas Harper said was, "Everyone better be quiet the whole time," and then he didn't do that.
And he was
I would have been. I can't. I remember.
It was the Dimelantes. It was the Damons. It was the Bush Cars. It was Laura. It was
Saul.
Look, I'm not there for a Mystery Science Theater 3000 conversation.
I don't want
to
to hear the commentary.
Every
Joseph
time
and I-
someone said something, I
Joseph
looked
and
over at
I
Alex,
didn't
and he
even
was just
eat.
like,
I love
Joseph and I didn't even eat in the hotel. It was my hotel room. We turned the lights off. He sat in a chair. I sat on my bed in the hotel room. We just watched Kenobi and sat.
Listen, we had
That
a
sounds
good-
like
we
the
weren't
best
even in the
time.
bed
I would have sat
together.
on the ground and been quiet, and then I've been like, "All right, see y'all tomorrow."
We had a good
can't
time. Fuck off. It was
Well,
a good time.
Alex had already seen it when he saw it here.
That's fair.
What?
You had already watched it when you saw it here.
That's not true.
Episode 1, I thought, oh no.
I even turned it because we didn't get the passes to the screening, but Lacey from Resistance DM'd me and was like, "Hey, we have some extra ones if you guys want them." And I was like, "You're sweet. No, we're good." I didn't even want to go. I did not even want to watch it with those folks.
Listen, I had a fun time. Fuck everybody. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I had
But at the same
fun. I
time,
was
sometimes
just
it backfires.
so
Sometimes it
nervous for him.
backfires. Because I'll give you an example. Mandalorian season 2 finale. This is still, some of us are working from home. I was. At the time, I was living with my then partner, and she was asleep. And I watched the finale, and Luke shows up, and R2 shows up, and it's, we all know it's the fucking Mando season 2 finale. And I'm on FaceTime, trying to whisper because she's asleep. I'm like, "Oh my God, Luke Skywalker," whatever. Little did I know, I had woken her up already, right? So the next day, I'm like, "Babe, you get to watch this incredible episode or whatever." And when Luke comes out, she's not reacting. And then she said, "Well, you wanted to watch it by yourself at 3 a.m. and react with your friends, and I heard you. So now it's all ruined." And I was like, "Well, I own that. In my quest to have the perfect viewing experience, I fucked it." So
So we're gonna quick fire the last 2 questions. We have one StreamYard and one Patreon question. So we're gonna do D-Train for the StreamYard. Thoughts on Dune 2? I have not watched Dune 1 or Dune 2, so I cannot.
You should watch Dune 1.
It was okay.
you have
It
to
was
watch Dune
movie.
1. You have to.
I haven't seen
Wait,
it.
Ken, you haven't seen Dune 1?
Or 2 or any.
Man,
Yeah,
this guy can. I think I will say this with the utmost respect. I'll preface it by saying this. I think of Ken not just like a mentor, but like an older brother / father.
Mhm.
It depends on the day where he fits in.
Yeah.
But Ken is one of the most cultured people I know that doesn't watch anything.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
To see, he knows so much and has so many great takes.
Yeah.
But then you'll be like, "Did you see this?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like,
But he
"Oh."
has listened
But
to
that's
Dune
okay.
1.
You can still be
No.
cultured and not watch everything, though. That's
Look,
okay.
Which is true.
I haven't
I
seen.
haven't seen any Dunes.
Yeah,
Shut
I
up.
haven't seen Dune 1 or 2, but again, as I said at the top of the show, I have an 80% win ratio with Lady Gaga on Fortnite.
Yes.
Mhm.
And no one could take that away from you.
No one can
There's
take
just more important things in the world.
Ken kinda makes me
Yeah,
Fortnite.
my thoughts on Dune 2 are that I left the movie, and one of my best friends, Nikki Kumar, I texted him these exact words. I said, "Maybe human beings are good, because we can make things like that." That's how
Okay.
much I fucking love that movie.
I thought Dune 2 told you that human beings are bad. They do
That's
everything
true.
bad.
That's true. But
I mean,
it's
it's way
no,
too
no,
bad how
right.
bad
We already
humans
know
can be.
Yeah.
human beings are bad.
Look,
we already
Molly,
know.
Bene Gesserit are so bad.
it's true. But Molly, did you ever back in your single days, did you ever get with
was such
a
a long
man
time.
or woman that was so toxic and so awful, but they were so electric that you were like, "Wow, people are really interesting, and maybe this
I would
person
go on a
isn't good
holy
for
war
me,
for them.
but they're amazing." Dune is a cautionary tale, but the level at which it was told really felt like Peter Jackson-y to me, and it was
It was well
It's
told.
very good.
It was a story well told. I'll say that.
I was so moved
long.
by it.
Too long.
It is long. I am not a too long person.
I haven't seen it, and I might one day see it. And the history of Dune, and it's Lucas was influenced by it along with many other things. I was at a place last Saturday night a week ago, and someone who's an Oscar winner said, "I haven't seen that. You can't do that with my time." And I was like, you know what? I don't like this guy, but I like that.
It's true. That's a
my
good
time.
point. You can't.
I am this is controversial, and I know not everybody here agrees, and I love and respect you all. So it's not fighting words. But when I hear the movies are too long nowadays, I'm like, that's a skill issue. I'm sorry. Like when
you say something, you 28-year-old. Wait till your prostate swells and starts pushing on your bladder.
Prostate.
Wait till your prostate
Until your
swells
back hurts
and the only
after
thing that your
hour
back
one.
hurts, and you're shifted.
When the Batman was 3 hours, when Killers of the Flower Moon was 3.5 hours, like you guys don't understand. I'm a glutton.
Yeah, I was too. When Lord of the Rings kept getting longer and longer, I was like, "Yay!" Because I was
no problem with that.
13.
Yes,
no problem with that.
All right. Our last question, which is a Patreon question from One Harrison. He says, "You get to shoot someone you don't like. You get to shoot someone you do not like with paintballs."
Okay.
With paintballs.
Oh, paintballs.
What color are the paintballs? Neon.
I don't
get
care.
to shoot, but do you have to name the someone?
No. Just what color? Mine's neon green.
I would shoot my father with
Name a name.
Jesus.
with red, maybe just because of the drama.
I was thinking red too.
I would shoot Alden's father with white glue mixed with glitter.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I'd shoot them in the pants with brown.
Now you're thinking.
That's fair.
Now you're thinking. That's so interesting because it's like the color does change depending on the subject and the.
Yeah. Rapid fire.
Ken is looking through his list right now of people he hates.
No, I got a weird extra charge. I'm trying to figure out on Uber. No, it was the tip. You know, the tip comes in. Yeah, the tip comes in separately. I would shoot. Who would I shoot? I would.
You don't have to say who. You don't have to say who. You just need to say you're shooting somebody.
But it's more fun if you do.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I would shoot them with the paintballs that resemble every woman they sexually harassed while running that YouTube channel.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
Huzzah.
Hell yeah.
Can I get that color on a swatch?
I'm gonna use that as my bridesmaid's
I think that's
color.
one of our wedding colors.
Yeah, that's my bridesmaid's color. Love it.
Honestly, yeah, it's hard because it's like this question started with who would you shoot, and I was, oh baby,
No, it was
who would I shoot? And then it got really tame toward the end. So it's like, who would I shoot with paintballs? Like
that full question.
Color.
I don't know. Like I could shoot my ex with her favorite color paintball as a way to say that I miss her.
Oh,
You know,
cute.
but then I could shoot someone in a violent way and get more enjoyment out of it. So it's just like, you know, it's hard.
And we're gonna sign off with this. Funds for Ken and Plume. Watch D59.
I ain't watching this show, man.
Ken!
Come on,
I don't know what that is, but
DS9.
Deep Space Nine. This came up on one of my live streams. Everyone wants. If some people ask why do I have good things to say about Star Trek, and I have a lot of good things to say about Star Trek, but. Mm-hmm. What I said I missed from Star Trek, everyone says is in Deep Space Nine, and like, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. I'm like, I ain't watching 1990s, early 2000s syndicated television seasons. That's like 38 episodes. I watched all 7 seasons of Gilmore Girls to impress someone one time, and I love Gilmore Girls. I'm Team Logan, by the way, but I just can't do that. I can't do that.
I would love it if you watch Strange New Worlds, which is the current main show.
Yeah,
I think you'd really love that. But I also have learned at this point in my life, at my ripe 28 years, that if you have to convince someone to watch something, then it feels like emotional labor for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if they don't immediately bite, then fuck it. Like there's just no, you can't, like, I remember trying to convince my ex to watch the lights out hardcore match on AEW between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, and she was like, dude, I remember her being like, that was whatever, and I was like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? See, Jill, but she's my ex. So that's the thing. So like, it was headed that way anyway.
That's the reason.
You know, I should have watched it with you and Sean.
Yes.
Well, I've never watched the wrestle.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't watch the wrestle.
Jill needs to remember that I told her we can only get married if she watches Lord of the Rings. And
she hasn't watched Lord of the Rings yet.
I'm sticking down.
Oh my god!
I've watched Lord of the Rings. I just fall asleep during them. Anyway, this has been another edition of a happy hour. So I will say, Ken, where can the good people find you?
Just go to my website, Napzok.com. I'll link to a lot of things I got going on. But I got 2 shows in Boston. April 3rd, I'll be hosting a show for Justine Marino. You can go, that's at Laugh Boston. You can go to Justine Marino's socials to find out information on that. Mark Ellis will be there as well. And then Mark and I are going to be at the Rockwell on April 6th in Boston. Mark's headlining, I'm featuring. So go to websites there for information.
Alden, where can the people find you and your puppy?
Yeah, you can find me and my son who decided to jump up. This is my son Mando. Mando, go play. At that Alden Diaz, ThatAldendiaz. ach-to Radio Star Wars Podcast is back with 3 new episodes that have already been published and are out there and are a lot of fun. Some Ahsoka behind the scenes, and then you can find me also on Anytime with Ken and Alden with the illustrious Ken Napzok. Fridays, 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, where we dive into life, politics, romance, frustrations, and everything in between. And and then find me, I don't know where else, probably in the replies of the most recent Twitter controversy.
Molly, Alex, where can the good people find you?
You can find me at Molly Damon on Twitter and Molly Mander on Instagram. And you can find us at Star Wars Explained everywhere else on the internets.
I'll use my time to say that I agree with Maddie Gunner from a long time ago that A Knight's Tale is also a very good comedy.
A Knight's Tale.
Hell yeah. Great choice. Great choice. Great cast.
Sean Sullivan, where can the good people find you?
Tuesday, we're
On the floor.
YouTube.
You can find me, Julie Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's, Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on POV. You can find me on Ricky's Real Books. And this has been the March edition of Happy Hour. We will be back for April. Maybe, probably. We'll see what our schedules align because we're busy as fuck. But you will see us soon. Brian, hit that button. Pew, pew, pew. Bye.